right, looking at that, Senator Chuck Schumer marching here in the Celebrate Israel parade on the final day of May, and what a beautiful day for a parade. Taking a live look now at our house band, Soul Farm. They are always a huge part of this parade. We're glad to have them with us once again here in New York City, in an event that is being watched the world over. All right, good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. We are here at the Celebrate Israel Parade in New York City. As you can tell, this is the 51st annual parade celebrating the state of Israel. Hundreds of thousands of people are joining us up and down Fifth Avenue on a truly glorious day. I'm here. I'm Steve Lacey from Fox 5 alongside Becky Griffin. You may recognize her from MTV Europe. She is also a sports journalist, television commentator.
Hi, Steve. Or may I say shalom,
Shalom.
Steve? That's
even better.
A little bit of Hebrew that you will be hearing today. And shalom to all my friends back home who I hope are watching this on our online broadcast as well on the website. I was born in Israel, Steve, right east of Tel Aviv, so I'm used to being by the beach. And it's a thrill to be here for the 5th year in a row of this, marking the 67th birthday of the country of Israel, the state of Israel. And this incredible parade has been an annual tradition here in Manhattan, and it's been going on since 1964. So it's great to be here once again.
That's right. All right, let's take a look back at it. This parade actually kicked off around 11:30. We have some video that took place just a short while ago here. You can see people carrying the Celebrate Israel parade banner. A beautiful day, as we mentioned. Once again, lots of people taking part. And, of course, this is a big part of the tradition, the blowing of the shofar. That's by Stanley Hockhauser, and this is the Boy Scouts of America and Girl Scouts USA from all over the U.S., as well as the Israeli Scouts
Which
as
is,
well.
of course, Hatzofim is how we call it in Hebrew.
Exciting to see them walking up Fifth Avenue hand in hand, and the governor just walked by us moments ago. He, of course, is a big supporter of Israel. He always is here at the parade. We are happy to have him here. All right, and now we're going to welcome in another member of our parade coverage, my colleague at Fox 5, a friend of mine from my morning time on Good Day New York, Robert Moses.
Steve and Becky, good to see you both. This is my 4th year position here along Fifth Avenue, and I love it every single year, but I have nothing on the man you're about to meet, Michael Miller, the Executive Vice President and CEO of the Jewish Community Relations Council. The JCRC is the producer of this fine parade. 40,000 marchers will be coming up Fifth Avenue, and a couple minutes ago, I got a chance to speak to Michael Miller about JCRC's mission.
The Jewish Community Relations Council, as you'll see in a variety of commercials that are on this show, is the umbrella organization in New York for more than 50 different Jewish organizations with a broader range of issues on our agenda, domestic and international, and central to that is our advocacy for Israel.
And Michael, it's always great to get to spend some time with you each year. You've been at this for 31 years. Tell us what goes into planning this parade and the growth that you've seen in that time.
This is a year-long project. This just doesn't happen, in a day and a half. And so when this parade ends today, we start on the parade next year. When you have 40,000 marchers, more than 200 groups, a dozen marching bands, 29 floats, this is really a labor of love, but it is a lot of labor. But we're thrilled to be the producer of this parade, showing not only New York, not only America, but the world, the support that New York provides to Israel.
And Michael, you're not off the hook just yet. You will be joining us many more times today. Michael Miller, though, with the Jewish Community Relations Council. Michael, thanks.
It's a pleasure to be here. Great to be with you again, Robert.
All right, taking a live look along the parade route here in New York City, Fifth Avenue. What a glorious day for the Celebrate Israel Parade, the 51st parade of its kind here in the city as we celebrate Israel. And this year's parade theme is Israel Imagines. The founders of Israel imagined a vibrant, independent country that would incorporate the best its citizens had to offer: brains and brawn, creativity, determination, fairness, and imagination. Israel's greatest natural resource is indeed its people, who imagine a future that benefits the whole world. Today's groups and banners reflect some of the things that Israel has imagined and continues to imagine.
And yes, Steve, in addition to the tens of thousands of marchers here today on the 32 floats, are notable performers from Israel, including a friend of mine, Shai 360, and Golem, along with special appearances by Soul Farm, our parade band for the past few years. And a very special guest for you, we have Grammy-winning violinist Miri Ben-Ari. We also have 15 marching bands and multiple entertainment groups, not to mention groups of police and firemen, veterans, scouts, mitzvah clowns.
That's what we're looking at live right now. You can hear the fire trucks behind us.
We even have mitzvah clowns and stilt walkers, Jewish motorcycles. We have rabbis on motorcycles, Steve.
You can't get better than that. I don't think there is anything we have missed in preparing for this year's parade. Okay, and as we mentioned today, we celebrate 51 years of this parade. It's the 67th birthday of the State of Israel. The Celebrate Israel Parade indeed has become one of the world's largest gatherings to celebrate Israel, and it is certainly a cherished annual event here in New York City.
And of course, just that theme, the Imagine, is so fitting for a country that is dubbed the startup nation with all the technology that comes out of Israel. Ooh.
You know what? We'll let this fire truck go by us. We won't even waste our words.
I think the truck thinks that if they don't honk, we won't see them.
All right, the fire truck rumbling past us as we speak.
With John Lennon's Imagine playing on the truck.
A beautiful theme for this year's parade indeed. As you can see, the marchers continue to walk by. We had a little bit of rain for literally a minute or two. That went away, and now we have bright sunshine here on this last day in May as we continue to enjoy the Celebrate Israel Parade. And we're looking right now at the Westchester Jewish Council as they march up in the parade. You can see they have lots of people with them taking part in the festivities today.
They're a big cluster.
And they are a huge organization, a huge part of this event.
They have more than 150 Jewish organizations serving 150,000 Jews. And they are proudly celebrating Israel's 67th birthday, and they imagine a time when Israel will live in peace with its neighbors. Amen to that.
That is a time we all hope for. Okay, just among the people that are taking part in their group, New Rochelle Jewish Coalition Synagogues, Hillel's of Westchester, American Friends of Soroka, Conservative Synagogue Adath Israel of Riverdale, Westchester Klezmer Program, and now Israel Synagogues of Northern Westchester among the people you see with them behind that banner.
Yeah, we also have in that Westchester Jewish Council cluster, we also have the Community Synagogue of Rye, the Greenberg Hebrew Center, the Lincoln Park Jewish Center, and the Temple Israel Center of White Plains.
We do welcome and appreciate their participation today.
Very colorful group. You can see each kind of a group has a different t-shirt that they produced for themselves. Some have flags, banners.
Multiple generations of families here. We've got kids in strollers, grandparents, everybody in between. Certainly a great group.
Yeah, for several people, the parade is a tradition that they come every year with their families, with their congregations, their communities. And it's a great way for them to celebrate their connection to the Jewish state, to the state of Israel, and celebrate all its amazing accomplishments, from the music, the technology, the sports. We're going to have Israeli sports here later on. We're going to have a bit of Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Basketball, that's your strong suit. That is something you know well about. Your father, indeed, was a pro basketball player.
He was. He actually played for Maccabi Tel Aviv and was the starting point guard for the team when they won the first ever European title.
Wow, very exciting.
So we're going to have two other players who I've known for a very long time who also won European titles, David Blue and Derrick Sharp. We're going to see them in a little bit.
Very good. All right, the parade marches on here on 5th Avenue. What a spectacular event, and what a perch we have here for this whole thing right here at 68th and 5th. We are on 5th Avenue watching it all come up and travel by. We've got a full crew here, too. You can see we've got this covered from all sorts of angles, in the sky, on the ground. It's quite the production, certainly a wonderful thing to behold. And, of course, we also have hundreds of thousands of people lining the parade route, showing their support for the state of Israel as well. Marchers as far as the eye can see, that's actually looking south down 5th Avenue. That's the direction the parade's coming from. And you can see it's just getting started. We've got a couple more hours here at a minimum of people marching, showing their support for Israel. What a great day to do it, too. The American flags alongside the Israeli flags here on Fifth Avenue. Right here, we're looking at the Lincoln Park Jewish Council, I believe. I can read that banner from my perspective here.
Yeah, and right behind them, we have, can I read that from here? No, I can't see it from here.
Trying to catch up in our notes here, folks, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, right behind them we have the Lincoln Park Jewish Center.
Yep.
That is also still a part of that pretty big cluster from Westchester.
We see all these handmade Israel Imagine signs. Nice work on the sign. Very cool.
Steve, something that we're going to see kind of throughout the parade this year is a lot of these different groups, they try and create a theme for themselves that ties into the theme. And as we said, the theme this year is Imagine. So I bet we're going to see a lot of groups this year that are kind of quoting Theodor Herzl, who is the kind of the father of Zionism, who had a very famous quote, "If you will it, it is not a dream." Mm-hmm. And at the time, he was talking about the state of Israel and the country of Israel not being a dream of actually, becoming a state
right.
And a reality. And I think that we're going to see a lot of that in the themes of the personal themes of the groups this year. And of course, that also ties into all the amazing technology and innovation that's coming out of Israel that, of course, you cannot create something that doesn't exist if you haven't imagined it.
Absolutely. No,
before.
Certainly a fitting theme for everybody marching the parade, also everybody watching at home and watching along the parade route as well. Now look at this. We had a couple kids in their stroller being pushed up Fifth Ave. And here is...
Hey, it's a long walk. Wouldn't you want to be pushed up Fifth Avenue?
That's the way to do it. Those kids know what's up. And we've got another whole group of people coming through here as we speak. Trying to get a look at that. You can see with the Imagine theme on this parade banner right here.
That is the Schechter School from Westchester.
Yep.
Let me see if I can try and read what says on the Hebrew there. It says, "Ta'aru lachem shekol bnei ha'adam chaim b'sheket," and I'm going to guess that's shalva, yeah. What that says in Hebrew is, imagine all the people in the world living in peace and quiet.
Right. Very nice. Mimicking John Lennon's famous lyrics right across the park from where he lived, which is certainly powerful. Right here, just across the park from the Dakota building. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hey. High five, high five. How are you? Cool T-shirts. Hello, hello, shalom.
Look at the amount of work that went into creating all their banners and stuff. These are projects that these congregations and Hebrew centers and Jewish centers kind of work towards every year.
Right,
what is going to be their theme? How are they going? What are they going to bring with them? What are they going to do for this year's parade? It's really a big thing.
Absolutely. That's what Michael Miller spoke about to Robert Moses just a short while ago, that while the parade takes place on this day every year, it is a year-round event. Lots of thought, lots of work goes into making this parade such a success by all the people who march in it. And also help just make sure that the parade goes off without a hitch. And it is a big event here for sure. Lots of people making this one of the highlights of the year here in New York City.
Approximately 40,000 marchers today.
Incredible. Isn't that? It's just an amazing, staggering amount of people. The type of event you can really only pull off in a city like New York. It's just yet another reason why it's so great to be here in America's greatest city.
And here is the Westchester High School passing us by. And on their banner, it says, on one of them, it says in Hebrew, "Odlo avda tikvatenu," which is a quote from Israel's national anthem, the Tikva.
I love hearing you talk.
And it said, well, lucky you, we have hours more of that ahead of us.
There's more where that came from.
You will have more Hebrew lessons this afternoon.
Do. It's very beautiful, though. I do love it.
Lo avda tikvatenu is a quote from Hatikva, which is Israel's national anthem, the hope. And what it means is we haven't lost our hope. And I think that's also very, you can't imagine anything when you have lost that hope.
Absolutely right. That's what keeps you going on, indeed.
And if you can see kind of in the background, coming closer up towards us, Steve, is the Israeli-American Council float. The Israeli-American Council is a very interesting organization. It's relatively new in the United States. It started in Los Angeles and kind of branched out to other cities, Miami, Los Angeles, New York, Vegas, and they've been having a huge event throughout the entire month of May, which is their Celebrate Israel Festival. And today is the New York one. It will be taking place today, right after the parade. It's actually, you could call it the after party of the parade, today at the Pier 94 off the West Side Highway from 2 to 7 p.m. And what you will be able to see there is, first of all, I was there yesterday. Little secret, I'm actually emceeing the event later on. So if you want to come there and be my guest, go ahead. So there are tons of booths there, and but the main thing is you can hang out and shoot the basketball with Israeli basketball stars Derrick and David Blue. You can have a bunch of food and drinks at the Israeli market. There's live music and dance. There's an iconic child entertainer called Rinat Gabai. She's going to be there. And also a huge Israeli pop icon, Rita. No need for a last name there. It is just Rita.
One name says it all.
Like Madonna, Rihanna.
Yeah.
So she's going to be there. And so I wonder if some of them are actually going to be on. Oh, I can see David Blue on the float right now.
All right, here okay, Yeshiva of Central Queens is what we are looking at right now, I believe. Yes, here they come in their green shirts, definitely making a statement here as they march up.
They have over 900 students in Queens and beyond, and they imagine a world of peace. Oh my God, there's the Maccabi guys.
Hello, everybody. We've got girls with pom-poms, as you can see.
Gold pom-poms, I love it.
Yeshiva Central Queens. Hello. Lots of excitement with them. You can see lots of students were out today. Yeshiva of Central Queens, all in their green shirts, all bringing lots of excitement and energy. Even got a portable sound system powered by a generator. That's what you just saw go by on the bottom of your screen there. Very inventive, bringing the energy.
Look how colorful that
is.
Amazing. It's absolutely beautiful.
Those bright green shirts were a good call.
Yeah, they definitely stand out here.
Lots of homemade signs, too. Lots of spirit with them. You can tell they put a lot of effort and energy into today. Attempting to make a big impression, and they certainly did. What a great day. Exciting for the kids, and of course, as you can tell there, they always like seeing themselves on TV.
Who doesn't?
Always fun. Who doesn't? Look what we do for a living.
Who are we to talk,
Believe me,
Steve?
I'm not poking fun at them. We made a career out of it. What does that say about us? Okay.
And now we have Dr. Felix Glaubach. The Glaubach family is proud to be here celebrating Israel's 67th birthday and the 51st anniversary of this beautiful parade. They are an entire family who supports many institutions in Israel, some of which are listed on the float, which we can see now as they pass us by.
And a beautifully ornate float at that. Look at that. They put a lot of time into that. Amazing. A yellow house with people. They don't have, most of the people, they don't have to march. They get to sit and take in the parade. That's smart. I like that. That's the best way to go about it. Because it's a long parade route, a hot day. That's the place to be as far as I'm concerned. And they are featuring the music of Sandy Shmuel, if you can hear that in the background. So certainly a lovely group of people, a great float. They know how to do this parade right. They have been taking part in it for years.
I just noticed on the bottom of their float it says Shevet Glaubach. Shevet is tribe, so I guess that's what they meant about the entire family that's always involved in everything. So we have the Glaubach tribe.
Thank you. All right, we now are joined by a very special musical guest.
Yeah, we have, Okay, so now, we have Israeli Grammy Award-winning violinist, a Goodwill Ambassador of Music for the UN, and CEO of Gednik, a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting awareness among young people about the Holocaust. Please welcome Miri Ben-Ari.
Wow, beautiful. Haunting performance. That was fantastic. Miri Ben-Ari, we appreciate her being with us. We're going to talk to her in a couple minutes. What a great performance, though, from her to start off the parade here as we take another live look up Fifth Avenue. Look at that. Marchers as far as the eye can see. We're going to be right back with more parade coverage in just a moment. The 2015 Celebrate Israel Parade is produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council. For more information, visit JCRC-NY.org. The parade is sponsored by UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around. And do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now. And I will give the world to you. This is a new year. We are the voices. This is a new year.
JCRC is the umbrella organization in New York for the organized Jewish community to protect and defend the presence of the community and its future.
JCRC provides opportunities for Jews of different stripes from different communities, different backgrounds with different philosophies, even theologies, to be able to meet one another and understand one another better, which is always a good thing.
JCRC is a conduit to not only reach into the Jewish community, but also to reach other communities. We are working together, and we have to continue to do that.
Welcome back to the 51st Celebrate Israel Parade on a glorious day here in New York City on 5th Avenue. 40,000 marchers taking place, hundreds of thousands of people lining the parade route, taking part in one of New York City's truly outstanding cultural events, a highlight every year, looked forward to by many. And by the way, we are on Twitter. If you want to tweet us, if either you are at the parade or watching us on TV, we're using the hashtag
Together on 5th.
Spell out 5th, F-I-F-T-H. I'm with Becky Griffin. She is at Dorothy of Israel. My Twitter handle is Stephen Lacy, S-T-E-V-E-N-L-A-C-Y. If you want to tweet at us, say hello. We'd love to hear from you on this wonderful day.
I already had people tweeting at me saying that they're not in town, they're in Israel, but they're watching the show and they're loving it.
I love the power of the World Wide Web. To everybody in Israel and elsewhere outside of New York City, thanks for watching.
Somebody even tweeted a current Maccabi Tel Aviv player, Sylvan Landsberg, and asked him if he's coming, and he just replied 5 minutes ago, not there, but doesn't sound like a bad way to spend a Sunday. Might head out there.
Well said. It is a glorious way to spend a Sunday right here, Manhattan, 5th Avenue. Really doesn't get much better than that. And you can see we have lots of people taking part. Everybody's so excited. You don't have to twist anybody's arm to take part in this parade. This is just a joyous event everyone looks to around the year, year after year. It's just a fun event to take part of as we celebrate Israel. Oh, and you can tell we've got lots of high school age boys. That was a group that just went by there.
That is the Magen David group, Magen David Lower School. They, high school, sorry, the Magen David Yeshiva of Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn making some noise.
Brooklyn in the house, hello BK. We saw they had a huge banner earlier with a tree on it because their high school imagines the trees of the past, present, and future in Israel because you know, he sees Israel has always been rooted in the past with branches sprouting up toward the future and a solid base for the present. So, yeah, that's why we saw the trees. And now we have the Haftar Hebrew Academy.
All right, they're from Lawrence, New York. They are a modern Orthodox yeshiva of 1,500 students serving the South Shore community for more than 3 decades at this point. Their banner, which we just looked at a moment ago, is Israel, a dream come true.
Or in Hebrew, it's Shivat Zion Hehainu Kecholmim.
It is a beautiful banner in both languages for sure. Now, over the past 67 years, Israel's become a beacon of light for the entire world. Their banners represent Israel now as well as their hopes for a future, a theme that we see carried out throughout this parade, and certainly a worthwhile goal. And that was the...
That is actually a Middle Eastern drum. In Hebrew, we call it a darbuka, what they're playing down there. And in Tel Aviv, every Friday, you can see a group that's there with those drums by the beach just when the sun sets. It's amazing.
Incredible stuff. Just a sea of Israel flags, you can see as far as you look up and down 5th Avenue. We, by the way, in case you're wondering what our vantage point is, we are here on 68th and 5th, which is just a great place to catch the parade route. They've been marching for a little bit by the time they get up to us, and they continue past us. So if you're anywhere in the general vicinity and want to run down and check out the parade, definitely do that on 5th Avenue. I assure you, the weather could not be any better today, nor could the cause. Celebrating the state of Israel.
You know what, Steve? When it rained a bit earlier, when we were getting ready, I just looked outside the sky and I said, you are not going to rain on my parade today.
Right, indeed. So far, so good, knock wood. You've had good luck, you mentioned. This is your fifth year doing the parade? And so far, so good. All right, well, right before the break, you heard a performance, a brilliant, beautiful performance by Miri Ben-Ari, who now joins us here on the podium.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Becky.
How are you?
I'm having fun. So much going on in here. Oh my God, look at all these kids. And
isn't it amazing just looking back and seeing all the Israeli flags?
This is so much fun. I really felt it when I performed. I really felt the Israeli spirit, the sense of pride, celebration. You know, New York City, of course.
Have you participated in the parade before?
I have, but I must say, that every year this parade just grows.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what? When I joined, we had 30,000 marchers. Now we have 40.
Yes.
So we are growing by the year.
A little
which is
Vera
pretty
just
amazing.
told me there are actually 50,000
Oh, really?
people here
Wow.
today. Wow,
Yeah,
marchers.
incredible. And then you think about the audience watching on the web worldwide in Israel and
Yes.
elsewhere. Really, it's an international event, so we're thrilled to have you here with us. So a lot of people know you from your music career. You've had a lot of success. You put out your first solo album. In 1999, you've collaborated with some of the biggest names
She's
in
known
music.
as the hip-hop violinist.
Right.
I started off as the hip hop violinist, maybe because
You collaborated with Kanye West.
I won a Grammy
and
with
Jay-Z.
Kanye West for
Jesus
co-writing
Walks.
Jesus Walks from Israel, right? Perfect.
Amazing. How powerful was that? What did
I know.
Are you still in touch with Kanye? When was the last time you talked to him?
Are
Well,
you
actually, I've
BFFs
collaborated
with
with
him?
so many people,
Yeah.
and my very recent collaboration is with Armin van Buuren. Do you like electronic
He was
music?
just in, right? He just did the Electric
I've
Daisy
interviewed him.
Festival.
Yes,
Past.
yes.
Does dance
So
music.
I'm actually on the title track Intense, featuring me, and we did the world tour, and of course Intense.
Amazing.
So Miri, that's your music, but you are of course Israeli born, and you've
Yes.
been in the United States for quite some time now, and we're all here to celebrate Israel. Can you tell me what do you miss the most from back home?
Wow, you know, I really miss my parents more than anything else. I every time I have a performance or like a big moment that I would like to share with the people that are really close to me, I always think, wow, if I only had like my entire family here. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And this is really, you know, that there's something very unique and very beautiful about Israel that I don't think exists in any other place in the world. I mean, you know, we call it the Holy Land, but almost every person that I talk to and I say I'm from Israel, they always go, wow, I would have loved to go there.
Right.
We love Israel.
That's the heart. Got this from our group. Now, right now, you are involved in educating children about the Holocaust.
Yes, actually, Gedenk, my non-for-profit organization, gedenkmovement.org, this is our second year campaign with Scholastic Arts and Writing, and we're having a big ceremony over at Carnegie Hall when kids, students from all over the state, thousands of them, submit their work of art, of course, and writing based on the lesson learned from the Holocaust. So I'm third generation to survivors, and I take the story and the heritage to, you know, to use to educate and to raise awareness about
Of course,
the Jewish
that's
Holocaust.
very important work that you do, because as we know back home, we say Izkol, remember,
course.
never forget.
Gedenk, good point. Gedenk means in Yiddish to remember. That's exactly what
Yeah,
it is.
my family's not from Europe, so I don't speak Yiddish. I can just say we need
What's
to
the Kenyan
remember.
Yiddish? I don't speak Yiddish too.
And you know, one of the things I'm noticing from the parade, the kids are making their own banners. The theme of the parade, you play violin. You mentioned the role of art in sort of spreading the message of Israel. That's something we see throughout the parade,
Yes,
time and time
yes.
again. The power
You know,
of art to spread the word.
The violin is the most Jewish instrument. Think about it. All the greatest violinists, I mean, most of them are really either Israelis or Jewish. Perelman, Zuckerman, Isaac Stern was my mentor. I mean, so many of them. Still to this day, I just happen to take the violin to different ventures, but
Right.
still the same Jewish instrument of the ghetto.
It's really fantastic stuff you do. Brilliant
Miri,
stuff.
you guys are talking about the music, and we have every year, we have, you know, Israeli performers. We have you as well this year, and later on the IAC has Rita and a bunch of
Yes.
other Israeli performers. Who's your favorite Israeli singer, rock bands? What kind of Israeli music do you like?
Wow. So actually, the very I've collaborated with few of them. My first collaboration was with Subliminal and Idan Reichel. We recorded a song together.
But who do you listen to? I'm not asking who you worked with. Who do you listen to? Who do you
Israeli
like? Who do you
music.
put on the CD and it makes you feel like you're home with your family that you miss?
Follow-up question, what's a CD?
Do I really need to answer this question? You know, I'm not like a one-person type of listener, and I think I never like to limit myself to say this is the person that I really like more than anybody else. I'm about to meet Rita in a few days to have lunch with her and to think, you know, to talk music. I mean, I just love people, Israeli people, artists, the diversity, and I think the diversity is what makes Israel and also New York City so special.
Absolutely, well put. All right, Miri Ben-Ari, we appreciate that. And we are now turning our attention to the parade route once again, the Grand Marshal banner, as you see, walking up Fifth Avenue. What a sight with the Celebrate Israel Parade logo on that.
And this year's Grand Marshal of the Celebrate Israel Parade is the Russian-speaking Jewish community. Jews originating from the Soviet Union were instrumental builders of the State of Israel and also directly benefited from the creation of the state in 1948. As for many, including my own family, Israel became a safe haven and a land of opportunity and a new home. And we have huge clusters and many groups from the Russian community who march in this parade every year. And of course, that makes a lot of sense that we would have representatives from the Russian-speaking community as our Grand Marshal today.
Look at that. I'm trying to see what type of car that is. Some sort of old 60s Chevy convertible. That's another good way to get up and down the parade route this year. Beautiful.
So we have Alan Meskin and Angela Reiselman are basically representing the community. And Alan is 22 years old. He was born in Brooklyn. His parents immigrated to New York from Russia in 1991. He recently graduated from Rutgers, and he's going to attend NYU this fall. And we also have Angela, who's 13. She's a 7th grader from New Jersey. Her parents immigrated from the former Soviet Union in the 1980s, and we will be talking to them later on our third hour, which will be broadcasted on the internet on our website.
And right now we're looking at the New York City Council. They are among the many elected officials taking part in this year's parade. You can see we've got a great turnout from the City Council. Speaker, I see a banner. Vanessa Gibson, I'm Deutsch. Margaret Chin, Gail Brewer, Manhattan Borough President. So we've got lots of elected officials here showing their support for the state of Israel. All right, let's pick up where we left off. We're talking about art, what you're listening to. In your role of educating children about the Holocaust, are you surprised by what they do or don't know?
Wow, so I started this organization based on a research that over 60% of the kids graduating high school in America don't even know what the Holocaust is.
Wow.
And I just wanted to change that.
It's such a horrible event. You would like to think that you wouldn't need to teach people about it, remind them of what took place, but the exact opposite is true. And in fact, if you don't do that, you get into trouble all over again.
Not only that, we're facing the phenomena of Holocaust denial of so many people, and sometimes countries' leaders say that the Holocaust did not happen.
Crazy.
And it is crazy.
Yeah, and it needs to be counteracted through education like what you're doing.
Yeah, awareness is always the first step to do something. So I want to personally thank you for the work that you do in that area.
Absolutely, me as well. And it's been a pleasure to meet you. We've never met before.
We'll see you in a bit down on the float of JCRC.
Did you mention my violin float?
Absolutely.
Because this is I cannot wait. I haven't seen it yet, and I cannot wait to meet my violin float.
Oh, great. We can't wait to see it, too. All right, that sounds good to me. All right, now I believe we are going to go.
Now we have a recorded message from the Prime Minister of Israel, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu.
Our dear friends, I salute you for saluting Israel. Israel has no greater friend than America. America has no greater friend than Israel. I salute you from Jerusalem, the capital of our people for 3,000 years, the united capital of Israel for the last 48 years. I send warm greetings to the thousands of you honoring Israel at the 2015 Celebrate Israel Parade. You've gathered to express your solidarity with the one and only Jewish state. And in so doing, you're sending a powerful message of support for the essential justice of Israel's cause. In this turbulent region of the Middle East, where countries are imploding, militant Islam runs rampant, terrorists butcher the innocent, and human rights are routinely trampled upon, Israel stands out as a beacon of freedom and human rights, as a model of tolerance and diversity, and as the one country in which the equal rights of all citizens are fiercely protected under the law. So as you salute Israel today in the streets of Manhattan, know that you're standing up for what is right and what is just. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, that was Prime Minister Netanyahu as we return live to the parade route here on 5th Ave, New York City, and we are looking at a banner for Letitia James as the marchers continue to head up our way on a sun-soaked Sunday, the last day in May here, taking part in the 51st annual Celebrate Israel Parade. You know, I love that view from our perspective. That's basically looking behind us, straight down 5th Avenue South. And you can just see we've got people coming as far as you can look. And it's just a beautiful, colorful sight. Everyone waving their Israeli flags, students in all sorts of different T-shirts, many of which looks like they made at school. We're seeing tie-dyed, handmade T-shirts in blue and white, which you'd expect, but also we've seen bright green, yellow, all sorts of colorful expressions of support for the people of Israel.
Based on, I can see that big menorah in the background. That looks to me like that's going to be the official float of the state of Israel.
Oh, very good. Yep,
there it is.
Yep, the government of the state of, well put, that was a good guess. And you can see, all right, so we have office holders from the state of Israel marching up 5th Ave as we speak. And then that massive menorah trailing them down 5th Ave. Maybe out of view of the camera right now, but we can sort of look, if we stretch our eyes way at the bottom of your screen back there, you can see it coming. And a big presence from the state of Israel, as you'd expect here in today's parade. As always, hello.
Yeah, we're going to have the consul who we have every year, Ido Aharoni. He's a great friend of the parade. And also on that Israeli float that is coming our way, we are going to have Shai 360, an Israeli-born Canadian rapper, producer, and performer, and a friend of mine. Shai is one of the many who is credited with bringing, well, not many, one of the few who is credited with bringing hip-hop to Israel. And, you know, Miri mentioned earlier Subliminal, someone that she reported with. They're all kind of in the small, tight crew of Israeli hip-hop.
Now, you know, when you talk about music in Israel as far as contemporary popular music, is it similar to what's popular here in the U.S.? Well, what are the similarities?
Yes and no. I mean, first of all, we get all the international music. We get all the
Kanye, the Jay-Z,
yes,
all that.
We get all that. Hip-hop is not necessarily the most popular music in Israel.
Is it like a classic rock or?
No, we have something that's unique to ourselves. It's called Mizrahi music, which is it's like Middle Eastern music with like the drums that you saw there and a bit of a different sound to it. That is the most popular music in Israel.
Very good. Hello, thank you. We got a flag here too given to us. We appreciate it very much. As the state of Israel,
and we can see Shai over there on the float. We can't hear him yet because he's a little bit behind us right now.
Oh yeah. And they are pausing here to say hello to everybody in the stands, lining 5th Avenue. And now we're starting to hear. I think we can hear the music.
Yeah, now I can hear Shai right. In the background. Yeah. They're getting closer. And I can also see the consul. I can see Ido Aharoni out there and all the security guys, of course. Tons of security out here on 5th Avenue. All right. And Robert, you were down there with Consul General Ido Aharoni, aren't you?
Yeah, this is always one of our favorite guests. Every single year, Ambassador Ido Aharoni, the Consul General of Israel in New York. Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much once again for stopping by on this beautiful day. You know, we had a little bit of rain at the beginning, but it washed the dirt off the streets, and now it's beautiful. Talk about this outpouring that you're seeing.
Well, you know, this is my 13th parade, and I have to tell you, every year, it's an inspirational event for me to be on the receiving end of this huge love from the people of New York is something that is really moving.
You're someone who knows this quite well, the relationship between New York and Israel. Can you talk about the importance of those ties and how we really see them embodied in this celebration?
Well, I think I would sum it up by saying that in New York, Israel is a local story. In New York, Israel is a local story. New York is the home of the largest Jewish community in the world outside of New York. New York is the most Jewish city. New York is as diverse as Israel, ethnically, religiously. We have in Israel 120 different ethnic groups. We have in Israel 80 languages. regularly spoken, pretty much like New York. So the similarities are just amazing.
And before I let you go, I want to talk about the theme, Imagine Israel. What does that mean for you?
To me, is all about looking at Israel as a place of opportunity. Israel is the place where you can fulfill yourself, express yourself, use your imagination, turn dreams into reality. I think if you look at what we were able to do in the field of water, we are today self-sufficient when it comes to water. We produce all the water that we need. It's a miracle. In a country that is practically a desert land, we were able to do that. So that's what we mean when we say use your imagination when you talk about Israel.
Ambassador Ido Aharoni, thank you so much. You know, I still have a few more years to catch up to you. This is your 13th parade. It's only my 4th, so you got to give me a little time to catch up.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Ambassador, thank you. Steve and Becky, back upstairs.
All right,
for you.
Robert, we will see you next year and the year after that. Don't you worry, we'll get you to 13 in no time flat. And I like what he said. In New York, Israel is a local story. That certainly sums it up. What a great perspective as we take a look at our next float.
American Friends of Magen David Adom. Magen David Adom is Israel's ambulance, blood services, and disaster relief organization, serving as emergency medical first responders for the state's 8 million people. The MDA paramedics have been saving lives in Israel since before 1948, when Israel was established. And the ambulances you see today will soon be shipped to Israel, joining more than 1,000 ambulances serving the country. So bon voyage, ambulances!
Very well. Interesting. So a country of 8 million people, less than what we have here in Manhattan. Put that in perspective for me as someone who's lived in both.
True.
Does it feel small? Do you get around by foot? Do you
Where
walk?
are you from,
drive?
Steve? Are you from a small town or are you from New York?
I'm from a small town in Massachusetts.
Okay, well imagine your town being a country.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
basically it,
Everybody
right?
knows everybody. Everybody's one big family. That's why we're so proud of, people like Miri that have, succeeded on the international level. It's very small, which on the one hand means, you know everybody and people are there for you, but it also means that, people will gossip about you because
Right.
that's what
Small
that's
cuts
what a
both ways.
small town mentality is all about.
Indeed. All right, we're going to go back now to Robert Moses, who joins us with another guest. Robert.
Steve and Becky, good to see you both again. And I am joined by Minister Ophir Akunis, a member of the Knesset. And Mr. Minister, this is your first parade as we try to talk over the horns here. What are your impressions as you've been coming up Fifth Avenue today?
I think that it's amazing. It's a huge support for the state of Israel and for the people of Israel. And we need the support, usually, and we need the support now, when Israel is under the international community pressure to do things that we want to do against our policy. So I think that this is the answer. This is the great answer to all the people, including the Palestinians, that say all the time bad things about Israel. And Israel is insulated. Israel is not insulated. Israel is in the center of the world, and Israel with the great support of the people of the United States.
And Minister Akunis, we have talked a lot about the social media response we've gotten from Israel, and the number of people who are watching us, not only here in New York, but in Israel and around the world. What's the importance of the message that sends back to Israel and back to Israelis in other parts of the country and world?
That we are not alone, that we have very good friends, especially here, especially in this place, especially in the United States. You know that from time to time can be differences between the Israeli administration and the American administration. It's fine, it's between friends. But I think that if everybody will see the flags of Israel in the Fifth Avenue, as you said, with such a power and energy, I think that it's almost like a miracle. And you know what? The state of Israel is a miracle in the Middle East, in a very complicated region. You can see the flags, the Israeli flags here, and the energies of these young people. Every time that I come here, people tell me that the youngs are not interested in politics, they don't care. They care, and they are here. And I want to wish you and the audience and all these people. Happy Independence Day to Israel.
Well, we appreciate you taking a couple minutes. This is your first parade. I hope you come back for about 100 more, right?
I'll be, of course.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Becky, back to you.
Good, Robert. All right, well, you are surrounded by friends here at the Celebrate Israel Parade, no doubt about that, on a glorious day. And right now, I believe we are looking at Yeshiva University.
Yeah, that is another one of our very big clusters here at the Celebrate Israel Parade. Yeshiva University is, of course, in New York City. They are celebrating the 67th birthday of the Jewish state. And tied into the theme today, the faculty and staff and the alumni present Israel Imagines and Inspires.
All right, Yeshiva bringing together the ancient traditions of Jewish life and the heritage of Western civilization. We've got them at Yeshiva College, Stern College for Women, the Cy Sims School of Business, the Rabbi Isaac Elchanan Theological Seminary, and the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, Cardozo School of Law. So certainly thousands and thousands of alumni taking part so actively in our cultural academic life here in the city.
And now we're gonna just listen to a bit of Soul Farm, because why not? They're awesome. And we'll be right back after this.
The 2015 Celebrate Israel Parade is produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council. For more information, visit JCRC-NY.org. The parade is sponsored by UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around, and do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now, and I will give the world to you. This is a new year, we are the voices. This is a new year.
JCRC is really the convening organization for leadership in New York City. And I think the more time that people put in with JCRC, the more they get out.
YouthBridge is an extraordinary program which brings high school juniors and seniors together, and they celebrate diversity and they learn to work with one another despite their differences, and being trained in leadership, in public speaking, as well as in philanthropy.
Soul Farm live with us once again at the Celebrate Israel Parade, as they have been for years in a row now. Always a fun and integral part of enjoying the parade here on Manhattan's fabulous Fifth Avenue on a wonderful Sunday afternoon. 40,000 people marching in the parade, hundreds of thousands enjoying it from Fifth Avenue up and down the Upper East Side, and we have people watching the world over, including in Israel and beyond, on the web.
And now we have the Joseph Kushner Academy, Ray Kushner Yeshiva High School. What they want to do is they want to inspire their students to forge a lifelong bond with Israel. And today they are celebrating the heritage and legacy of Hatikva. As I mentioned earlier, Steve, Hatikva is Israel's national anthem, meaning the hope. And the hope is our identity, protection, and connection to Israel.
They're bringing the volume, the likes of which we haven't seen since the fire truck went by. Woo!
And on the back of that truck, we can see those are the lyrics of the Hatikva, the national anthem.
Very nice. Spirited group with them today. As always, they've got even blow horns. The kids, hello, everybody. Everybody having lots of fun in that group, that's for sure. See, they've got the dark blue and orange t-shirts, Syracuse colors.
And they also have the Tikva lyrics on the back of their t-shirts. Somebody put a lot of thought into that, tying the whole thing in together.
That's the thing, you can tell group after group after group, a lot of work goes into prepping for the parade every year to make sure everything comes off without a hitch. And the thing I like about it too, you can tell it's not just the adults doing it for the kids, you can tell that the kids are involved in the planning and process of getting these T-shirts, the banners, the signs, everything ready for the parade.
Steve, I know people that this parade is a family tradition for them. They come every single year.
Right, when you're talking about, so this is the 51st parade that easily could have 3 generations of family members, if not more, who've taken part by this point. And that's part of what makes it such a special day.
Hey, and we're getting a bunch of goodies too. We got flags, we got the We Love Israel things. And now what we see coming towards our way is the Stand With Us truck. Stand With Us, Steve, is an international Israel organization that educates students and the general public about Israel and empowers them to educate others on the state of Israel.
Absolutely. You know, they essentially strengthen Israel's voice around the world through innovative programs, proactive campaigns, educational materials, speakers, conferences, internet resources, fellowships to ensure that Israel is represented on high school and university campuses in communities, the media, libraries, and religious institutions the world over.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to learn a bit more about them, just go on Twitter. You can find them there. You can find them on Facebook. And speaking of Twitter, if you want to talk to us and maybe get on the air, tweet Steve and I at Together on 5th.
That's the hashtag, Together on 5th, FIFTH. She's Dorothy of Israel. I'm Steve Lacey, and we're taking a look. You can see we've got a huge contingent of people from Stand With Us in the stands as well, too, standing with Israel and supporting them as they march in the parade. This is one of the bigger groups that takes part every year, and certainly lots of support for them, specifically right here in the bleachers on the other side of us, 68th and 5th, as they take a group photo here. What a great day. Hello. Okay, very good. And you can see they've got one of the bigger banners in the parade here. Imagine.
So yeah, one of the things that they do, speaking about the education, is, you know, there's always misconceptions about a place that you don't really know that well, and I think that's one of the things that Stand With Us is trying to do. They're trying to battle those misconceptions, and they're trying to bridge the gaps between people and teach them about, you know, the things about Israel and things that you can celebrate, but also to know the things that you may have heard not always true.
Right, no, so important. That's what Miri Ben-Ari was telling us what she's doing too with her educational outreach efforts. It is, that's the key.
Here, we just got a tweet from one of my followers, actually, from Susan Berger. She's saying, young people's commitment and work on floats and the banners is heartwarming.
Great
Right.
to see. Right, in a day and age when you wonder if kids are online too much, adults too, let's be honest about it. It's good to see them take some cardboard paper.
We've been using our phone up here.
I know. We're as guilty as anybody, no doubt about it. And I believe that's you hear Soul Farm's guitar. They are the house band.
And you know what? They were founded in Israel in 1991, but they also have Grammy Award winner lead guitarist Steve Lansboom and guitarist lead singer Noah Solomon Chase. So we have not only one Grammy Award winner on the show, we have 2. And especially for our parade this year, they're performing a new single, Shalom Lach Eretz Nehederet, which in English means Peace to You, Our Wonderful Land, which is actually an original song by the legendary Yoram Gaon, which is a very, he's an Israeli icon, really, actor, singer. So yeah, that's their new single.
כמו ביד העדשה של מצלמה או בתרמילים יונה נעשה בכל מקום, בכל מסע קטעי פסיפס מתוך תמונה שלמה שלום לך ארץ נהדרת עבדך הדל עושה לך שיר מזמור בליל בסמטאות השוק הצבעוני גגות הרעפים של גבעתיים אני בטבעי בחלוני את אבי בתל אביב את סבתי ואת סבי את החלה ואת נרות שבת את ים המלח מול אדום ואשת לוט סופה לפתום ואת הקיץ בואכה אליי שלום לך עץ נהדרת עבדך הדל נושא לך שיר מזמור גם אם לעתים נודד אני על דרך מה טוב לנדוד אך טוב יותר לחזור הכחולים של הכנרת והרקיע הטועם בהרגשת הבית המוכרת או בתוך אורכי זורמת כמו חשמל הרגלים והשומרון הפרדסים שבשעון וילדים בגן המושבה את המנוע ואת הים הוא אחד אחד ואת כולם תמיד קורצים אומרים ברוך הבא שלום לך עץ נהדרת עבדך הדל נושא לך שיר מזמור
All right, they can keep playing. They're great. We're going to go to break, and we're going to be right back with more coverage of the 51st annual Celebrate Israel Parade here in New York City. The 2015 Celebrate Israel Parade is produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council. For more information, visit JCRC-NY.org. The parade is sponsored by UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around, and do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now, and I will give the world to you. This is a new year, we are the voices. This is a new year.
The Congressional Breakfast is an annual event. In fact, it's our signature event. And we invite the downstate congressional delegation to come to this event and to address those in attendance.
JCRC helped us really mobilize Russian Jewish vote to be counted, to be noticed. Being able to vote actually is a huge privilege and honor.
We've been able to provide assistance to others on being prepared for any emergency. We serve as the unofficial liaison to the New York Police Department, to the FBI, and other law enforcement.
You can go into any of the 5 boroughs of New York, talk to community leaders, talk to political leaders, talk to people who are engaged on the street, and you'll find that the JCRC is viewed as being a positive catalyst for change. I care about the city of New York. and I believe that JCRC truly makes a difference.
JCRC has really been a beacon for developing closer ties between all the peoples of the city, showing us our common path, our common interests, pushing away those voices of intolerance, uplifting the voices of unity and understanding.
Welcome back. We are here at the 51st Annual Celebrate Israel Parade on a glorious day, and we're going to go to my colleague, Becky, who is joined by a couple of her friends from Israel. Becky.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen both these guys. It's also been a while since I've felt so short. You don't have to do that. This is Derrick Sharp, and this is David Blue. Both of them are legends of Maccabi Tel Aviv, the Israeli basketball powerhouse. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you. Nice and hot, nice and hot.
So you guys, we saw you on the Israeli float, on the IAC float earlier. You've been walking down Manhattan. Does it feel like you're back in Tel Aviv with all the fans?
Absolutely. There's so much support here for Israel. So many Israelis here, and certainly all the colors and music. It's a great feeling. Feels like I am back in Tel Aviv.
And Derrick, you guys are doing workshops later on at the after party of this event for Maccabi Tel Aviv. So what can the people at home maybe wanting to come do that, what can they expect today later on?
I mean, just the Maccabi spirit. You know, we're gonna
never lose a game.
Never. You can't lose any games. Preseason, anywhere, anytime. You know, they got a game against Milan here at Madison Square Garden, June 4th, and they're going to have to win that game too, or else Shimon's gonna send somebody in and destroy everything. So, like I said, we just came to support the event, support Israel, and show the Israelis here. We still got some things to teach them, basketball-wise, and about the culture of being American and Israeli at the same time.
Both of you were born in the States, of course. You're both American. David, you grew up in Los Angeles. What do you say about this amazing parade in New York, and why don't you have one in Los Angeles?
Yeah, actually, a couple weeks ago, the IAC did put on an event at one of the parks there that was a Celebrate Israel. It wasn't a parade quite like this, but there was some support. I think it's just a matter of probably logistics and the amount of people. Certainly New York is known for having a lot of Jews and Israelis, and this is the perfect place to have a parade.
The two of you were, and still are, very, very famous in Israel. What was that like, and how is that different from maybe being, famous in America? How's that different in your life?
I mean, I'm still affected by it. I was in the mall the other day, and some guy stopped me like, Derrick Sharp, oh my God, let's take a picture. It's Derrick Sharp. You know what I mean? Ya Allah. I mean, you still feel it because there's Jewish people all over the United States, and in Israel, it's closer. You know what I mean? Here, you might have to go somewhere like, New York or Miami or LA to really see a big Jewish population. So it's magnified. Here, every now and then, you feel the effects of it, but it's still great.
David, did you think, when you first came to Israel and played basketball, did you ever think you'd end up an ambassador for one of the biggest European basketball teams on the planet?
No, not at all. My first time in Israel was playing in the '97 Maccabi games, and at that time I was 17, and I thought I was going to go to the NBA and this and that, and I never thought I'd become a citizen of Israel and live there for 7 years and play for Maccabi and then to end up as an ambassador for the team. But it's certainly quite an honor, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. Gosh, Yalla Maccabi.
Yalla Maccabi. So you guys briefly mentioned there's going to be a game in October, a first ever European basketball exhibition game in the United States. Maccabi is going to be playing against Milan. What do you think about that, bringing European basketball to the United States? What can Americans learn from European basketball and from Maccabi Tel Aviv?
I mean, it's a precedent, like you said, two European teams playing on American soil. The EuroLeague basketball is probably the second best league in the world, outside the NBA. It's full of great talent, great competition, and most of the players are NBA players or former NBA players or aspiring NBA players. And the level of play is, like I said, second only to the NBA. And I expect a great game. And like I said before, Shimon's going to expect Maccabi to win.
For those of you who don't know, Shimon is the Don. He's the president of the team. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been great seeing you. I'm going to see you in a few hours at the event. So anybody, if you're home in a matter of hours, these two will be at the Pier 94. You can go get workshops, learn how to shoot, and a lot of Maccabi Tel Aviv in Israel. It will be the after party. So back to you, Steve.
Good, Becky. We appreciate it. And from a guy who certainly wouldn't look out of place on a basketball court, I'm not sure of his skill level, but he certainly has the height. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio making his way up Fifth Avenue. He is talking to a lot of people, shaking a lot of hands on his way up, surrounded by well-wishers, people wanting to take photos with him. Certainly that is a hazard of modern-day duty if you are an elected official. Selfie patrol galore here on Fifth Avenue, but lots of support for him taking part in the Celebrate Israel Day Parade. That's what you're looking at. Lots of people coming up. Everybody wants to get a picture with the mayor. He is in his white shirt, blue tie as he continues to move up Fifth Avenue. He is just beyond our broadcast booth here on 68th and 5th. Getting a warm welcome from the crowd, holding his Israel flag, as you see there. Good sight to see here on New York City streets, Fifth Avenue. And certainly being mayor, a busy job. You have to multitask. Just earlier this morning, I'm sure he was alerted to a crane collapse which took place down on 38th Street, Madison Avenue at a construction site. 7 people suffering minor injuries, we're told. So this is just one part of a very busy day, as most days are when you are mayor of New York City. And I can hear Soul Farm in the background doing a dead tune, Sugary. Sounds good to me. Hello, everybody. This is the Chai Motorcycle Riders group we're looking at right now. Hi. 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 Getting a pronunciation update right now. Hi. All right, this is the 17th year, by the way, that they are taking part. Now, there is much more to this group than chrome and commotion, we are told. The group of Jewish motorcyclists dedicated to service to the Jewish community and support for the state of Israel. Let's let them rev their tailpipes. Let's take this in for a moment. And certainly when you want to bring attention to your cause, nothing gathers, Zach, quite like motorcycles. Always fun to see them actually being led by New York City police motorcycle detectives as well. So certainly a fitting group here, some fun in the middle of the parade.
Look at that, Harley Davidsons with Israeli flags on it.
Right. It's a great sight. I don't know what I think about being the person on the back of a motorcycle. If I was going to be on a motorcycle, I'd want to be in control, though. It makes me nervous to be on the back. Although it makes me nervous to be on the front,
So you have
too.
trust issues. Is that what you're saying, Steve?
I guess so. I guess that's what I just put out there, whether I knew I was or not.
And now, right behind them, we have Nefesh Ben Nefesh float. Nefesh is soul. So Nefesh Ben Nefesh is like soul in soul.
Okay.
That's what that means. The float is, Nefesh Ben Nefesh is an Aliyah organization. Aliyah, of course, is moving to Israel. And they are followed by proud marchers who are attending their last Celebrate Israel parade, and it's their last one. As residents of the United States, they are moving to Israel. They are making Aliyah.
Well, this is a huge day for them, obviously.
Yes, they are flying to Israel on an NBN charter flight in July, and they will be joining thousands of other Americans making Aliyah to Israel this summer. And they begin their journey towards fulfilling their dreams of moving to Israel. Do you know how many North Americans and British Jews made Aliyah in the last 13 years, Steve?
Only because I saw the card right here. But I find that to be a very fascinating number. So over the past 13 years, 45,000 people from North America and England have moved to Israel.
That's a big community.
Yeah. Out of a country of 8 million people, that's a significant amount of people.
Exactly. You know what? Out of those 8 million people, over 1 million of them are Russian immigrants, which again, that's a little hat tip to our Grand Marshal there today.
Very, very interesting. You look at that float. rocking. Everybody having
That
a good
looks like
time.
a roller coaster, not like a float. That's like a bouncy house with wheels.
And by the way, that is definitely the biggest float I would say we've seen so far in the parade. We've seen some trailed being pulled by trucks, etc. But this is a straight up flatbed with a party on top of it. So they're having fun today, taking part in the parade as well they should. All right. And behind their float, we're starting to see coming up Fifth Avenue, the Monmouth County cluster. They're, of course, from Monmouth County, New Jersey. And they consist of a number of people.
They have the Temple Beth Am, the Temple Sha'arei Emet, and the Jewish Federation of Monmouth County. Their banners and props recognize Israel's biotech, technological, medical, agriculture, archaeological, and humanitarian advances. Because as we know, Israel imagines and creates miracles. Some of those miracles.
Well, you know, there's a very fascinating article in the New York Times, I think it was 2 days ago now, about how Israel dealt with a drought, the likes of which we're starting to see here in the U.S., particularly in California. They put in a host of steps to deal with the drought, and right now they have plenty of water, but they were talking about treating the agricultural water, which is something we really don't do here as a country, limiting the amount of people, limiting the amount of water people could use.
You know how they did that?
Use.
They gave you an incentive to save water. Basically, your water bill would be based on if you used a small amount, you'd pay less.
And so people who use the most paid most.
And also, I mean, there are also huge campaigns to raise awareness about, you know, saving water. For instance, you know, turning the water off when you brush your teeth,
right,
or in between doing the dishes, or when you turn the shower on. You know how in the beginning it's always the cold water that comes out. Well, you know, my mom and she actually learned this from one of my friend's parents. If you turn the shower on and you kind of put a bucket there, and the cold water is saved into there, and then you don't waste that, and you can water your plants with that.
Right.
So there's different uses, and of course, every house in Israel has a solar panel on the roof. So that we use the sun, and that heats up the water. So unless it's like, you know, 4 days of gray, which doesn't happen a lot in Israel, you're not going to need electricity to warm up your hot water.
Right, so certainly a blueprint that we could look at and follow here in the U.S. as we deal with our own water issues for sure. And you saw it right on the screen just a moment ago. That was the hashtag we're using for people on Twitter who are following us either online, on TV, or maybe out in the crowd right now. Hashtag Together on 5th, spell out 5th as in 5th Avenue, F-I-F-T-H. Let us know what you think about the parade. Give us a shout. At Dorothy of Israel, I'm at Stephen Lacey. If you want to get in touch with us personally, we'd love to hear from you, see what your perspective, and send us pictures, etc.
And now what we see all of that pink on that very cute float over there is the Bnei Zion. It's Nomi Weiner's Bat Mitzvah float, Project Hug. Bnei Zion is in existence since 1908, and it continues its humanitarian projects in Israel. This year, a special emphasis is being placed on Project Hug, a Bat Mitzvah project of Nomi Weiner, a student from the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach, to help complete the underground emergency department at the Bnei Zion Medical Center. And of course, kudos to Nomi for undertaking this life-saving program. And you know, Steve, that's the Jewish kids in the United States, especially in the New York area, who reach the age of bar mitzvah, which is 13. A lot of them do a lot of special projects for the community, mitzvah projects.
Absolutely.
To kind of give back, and I think that's a great thing, that, you know, kids come to religious schools or Hebrew schools, and what they get is a lot of values, a lot of, you know, what you should, how you should think about other people in a community, which is a mitzvah, a good deed, and learn, you know, at the age where you become an adolescent, that, you know, you're not the only person in the world.
Indeed, and we're looking right now at the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach, the Stella K. Abraham High School for Girls, celebrating Israel Imagines with a vision of past, present, and future, a theme we've heard so much today, so important. The DRS Yeshiva High School for Boys, celebrating Israel, whose people are constantly imagining and creating new. and exciting innovations in all areas of life.
Let's just let's just go through some of the things that have been invented in Israel, which I think a lot of people, I mean, even I was surprised when I saw some of these things. First of all, let's start with like basic technology, the things that we use every day and we don't even know it. So instant messaging.
I wouldn't know what to do without it.
Exactly.
And I had no idea we could thank Israel for that.
ICQ was invented by 4 young Israelis in the 90s and sent to AOL. The rest is history. Kindle readers.
Oh.
That technology was invented in Israel as well. And also, do you drive a car, Steve, or?
Mercifully, I no longer have to since I moved to Manhattan. But of course, from 16 to 36, I did when I lived elsewhere.
Well, maybe if you didn't live a few blocks away from your work, lucky man, and you needed a GPS in a car, you would want to use the app Waze, which is a community-based app that will tell you where the traffic
How
is.
to avoid tie-ups, etc. That was, wow.
Also the USB drive technology that was invented in Israel as well.
All right, we have a very rambunctious group of parade goers here right outside our stand. Hello, everybody. We are going to go down to Robert Moses, who is joined once again by a very special guest. Robert.
Hey, Steve and Becky, here now with Judy Koftal, who is the parade co-chair. Judy, I owe you a belated happy birthday. Judy's birthday always falls right around this time, but rumor has it you have a special float in the parade today. By the way, just for purposes of history, Judy had a surprise birthday float 2 years ago. What's it with you and floats?
I don't know. A few weeks ago, for Mother's Day Sabbath at the Hampton Synagogue, they decided that I was going to be the honoree. And during the presentation, after they gave me the beautiful plaque and all the accolades, they said, we have a surprise for you. And my husband, along with a group of his friends, had initiated an idea to have the Hampton Synagogue to come down Fifth Avenue in my honor, and had these great t-shirts made up that there will be many of them on the float wearing. And it was truly, again, a wonderful gift, a wonderful thank you for all I do, and it should be loads of fun.
Judy, you've been co-chair on and off for 15 years, so you know as well as anyone all the work that goes into this parade. You start planning, a few hours after this one's done. What does it mean to see this crowd come up on such a stunning day?
It's amazing. First of all, it's a miracle that I have a direct line to God, they say, and that it ended up being a sunny day for me, which I have a history of having. And I think the last time I needed a raincoat at the parade was when Natan Sharansky was the Grand Marshal in 2004. So we've been very, very lucky, and today the luck continues.
And before I let you go get on your float, the theme this year, Imagine Israel. What does that theme mean to you?
It means just imagine peace, first and foremost, and unity between all the religious sects in Israel and all over the world. That they should just enjoy us, and we should just imagine a better world for everyone.
Judy Koftal, parade co-chair. Judy, thank you so much. It's always a treat to get to see you, and again, happy belated birthday, and enjoy that time on your float. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
Right,
thank you, Robert, and of course, happy birthday from us to Judy as well, and thanks for all the hard work that she and the rest of the team put together to put this amazing event together.
All right, and right behind them, you saw in your shot, this is the Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps, founded in 1990. The Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps is a nonprofit youth organization dedicated to providing members ages 14 to 21 with musical, educational, and character-building experiences through the vehicle of the performing arts. Led by directors Tom Aiello and Delano Bonner, the Raiders are 16-time Drum Corps international finalists. Let's listen in and see just how talented they are. we are now looking at J-Screen. They're actually based in Atlanta, Georgia. Today they celebrate Israel Imagines with J-Screen, which is an important initiative focused on Imagine, which is an affordable screening for Jewish genetic diseases. Just a simple saliva sample, regardless of where in the world you live. Imagine taking control of your family's future health, something which is so important, certainly right on the cutting edge of science and technology, helping us all live longer, healthier lives, which doesn't get more important than that.
And yeah, you know what? You mentioned that they are from Atlanta, Georgia, and we have a lot of floats that are not from New York this year, from Florida and Georgia. It's amazing to see that we're growing every year, and people are coming from all over the country. Who are we looking at now? The Bicultural Day School from Stamford, Connecticut, another group that's not from New York. And they present Israel, the Imagination.
Right.
I like that.
Absolutely.
At the center of Israel's creativity is, of course, the beautiful Hebrew language. Through a selection of songs and props, the students of the Bicultural Day School present the vibrancy of Hebrew with roots in ancient texts and an evolving modern language, even with emoticons.
I love emoticons. That's the way to talk to me. That's my language.
And right behind them, we have the Ariel University float. Ariel University is Israel's newest and fastest growing research university with 15,000 students. And representing the full spectrum of Israeli society, they offer the highest standards of research and academic excellence in engineering, health sciences, natural sciences, architecture, communications, social sciences, and humanities. Makes me want to take a class now.
No, I know. Certainly fitting. We're talking about all the advances and breakthroughs that come out of Israel, so certainly fittingly that they were right there in the parade just moments after we spoke about that. All right, and behind them, we have the Abraham Joshua Heschel School. That is a pluralistic day school in Manhattan.
And they're not affiliated with any movement or synagogue. Heschel fosters a lifelong love of learning and social action through its profound respect for children and teens. They also celebrate Israel Imagines with the message of Israeli folk song, Noladati LaShalom, I was born for peace. And I was born into the dream.
All right, and the entire Heschel community from nursery through 12th grades, teachers, administrators, parents, etc., are proud to be part of the dream that is Israel. We are now looking at the Brandeis School. They are from Lawrence, New York. Their group's theme is Peace for Israel and Peace for the World. Their banner and props show the Brandeis School's love and support for Israel, which of course is the theme of the day here at the Celebrate Israel Parade.
If only the people marching down here were the ones making peace, we would have that already.
It would be all solved.
Beautiful thing.
I know. It's too bad if they could see this. Hopefully their hearts would open up a bit because this is such a great event here. That's why we have hundreds of thousands of people taking part once again in the Celebrate Israel Parade. Taking a look once again at the Brandeis School. And I'm fascinated by the amount of different colored t-shirts. They sort of went the teal route as a way to stand out. We see Brandeis united with Israel on the back along with a dove. Beautiful shirts. On the front it reads, Imagine Peace. Summing up the theme of the parade nicely right there on the front and back of their shirts. Students, faculty, parents, etc. having fun marching in the parade this year.
And right behind them we have the American Committee for Sha'arei Tzedek. Sha'arei Tzedek, Steve, means the Gates of Justice. And the Gates of Justice is a hospital in Jerusalem that has been operating for over a century, and their two campuses now deliver more than 21,000 babies a year, making it the largest maternity unit in the Western world.
That's a lot of babies.
From such a small country. Isn't that amazing?
That is incredible. Now, you were born in Israel, right?
I was. I wasn't born in that hospital, though. I was born more in the Tel Aviv area, but yes, I was.
All right. You beat the odds not being born in that hospital. All right, and from the most advanced procedures in surgery to the latest innovations in genetics, from the treating of IDF soldiers to expectant mothers needing advanced prenatal care, Sha'arei Tzedek provides a full range of services at the highest level to every patient who walks through their doors. And as we mentioned, there are a lot of them every year, so certainly they do amazing work there. Hello.
Interesting name for a hospital, the Gates of Justice. So poetic.
Yeah. I like it. You feel good when you're going in there. You're like, all right, I'm in good hands.
I'm getting what I deserve.
Hopefully.
Justice will be served.
Medical justice. Getting a nice little breeze right here now, too. And the rain has held off. Rain was the threat so far.
Told you it's not going to rain on my parade. Knock on wood. Let's not jinx it.
No, let's not. Hello. And that was the hospital float going by us once again. Great thing is, too.
Ooh, Nefesh Benefesh just followed me on Twitter.
There we go.
And also, one of their supporters actually wrote to me, having attended the Israeli Day Parade for many years, I am proud now to be watching it live from my new home, Israel.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So he is one of the many 45,000 people from North America and the UK that have made Aliyah to Israel, watching us now online from Israel.
That's great. We're going to head back to Robert Moses, who is street level with another important guest. Robert.
Yeah, I'm with Eric Goldstein, the CEO of UJA Federation of New York. By the way, Eric and I are spritzing a little bit. It's kind of warm out here, but we're getting a nice breeze. Eric, thanks for taking a couple minutes. First of all, just give me a word about what UJA Federation does. What's your mission?
Sure. UJA Federation is the largest provider of Jewish services, communal services, human health services. We are the largest not-for-profit, local not-for-profit in the world, Jewish or not, helping people in danger, in crisis every day. We're a global safety net for the needs of the Jewish people and for New Yorkers of all backgrounds.
And you became CEO on July 1 of last year, so technically this is your first parade in that post. What's it like being here on such a glorious, albeit slightly warm day?
It's spectacular. I've walked back and forth along this parade 4 or 5 times, and the excitement to see New Yorkers, all backgrounds, diversity, well beyond New York, come together to show their support, solidarity for the state of Israel. Now more than ever, this is so critical to show our support, and what a glorious day.
And you kind of led me into my next question, which is how important is it for people around the world to see this, given the amount of division we hear about 364 the other days out of the year?
Look, this parade is important every single year, but this year in particular, with all we read about, it is all the more important. There are 40,000 marchers, over 100,000 spectators, and it's showing support at a time that it's most vital, and we are the largest supporter of this parade, and we could not be more proud of doing it.
Eric Goldstein, the CEO of UJA Federation of New York. Thank you so much, Eric. Great to meet you. Thanks so much. Stephen, Becky, back to you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Robert. And speaking of UJA, here is their float right now, the United Jewish Appeal Federation of Jewish Philanthropies, UJA Federation of New York, proud to be a key sponsor as people come together as one community to celebrate Israel, and with support from the public, UJA improves the lives of thousands of Israelis, encourages secular Israelis to embrace their Jewish identity, and helps young Jewish New Yorkers experience the wonder of Israel firsthand.
And their float features the klezmer rock band Golem that was founded in the year 2000. Since then, Steve, the band has become a leading reinterpreter and innovator of Yiddish and Eastern European music, pushing tradition forward into the 21st century. Golem performs nationally across the United States and internationally in clubs and festivals in France, Germany, Poland, Sweden, and even Mexico. Their 4th album, Tans, featured mainly original material, and it was recently released on the prestigious Mexican label Corazon Digital. I hope I said that all right.
Sounds good to me.
So Golem, with their modern twist to it, is clearly not your grandparents' klezmer, although my grandparents spoke Yemeni Arabic, so they're not my grandparents' klezmer there, that's for sure.
Right. And interesting here, I'm looking at the notes. I'd love to know what episode this is. Apparently their music was featured on an episode of season 4 of the TV show Louis, which I think that's the current season, which just wrapped up this week. So I'll have to dig into that and find out which song was chosen from them and what episode. Louis, obviously, a great show shot here in New York City.
And now we can hear their modern klezmer music passing us by.
I like that. We've seen that, float and float time and time again. Music and art seem to be the keys.
And different styles of music.
Right.
I mean, we had Shy on the Israeli float earlier with a bit of hip hop, and this is Yiddish klezmer. We had Miri on the violin. So we have a very diverse kind of music
very diverse,
here.
eclectic music scene in Israel that we're getting a taste of here today at the parade. And as you can tell, that's definitely a very important way of keeping the old traditions alive and reaching a new generation.
And now what you can see on your screen is the Israeli Dance Institute, and they provide a constant reaffirmation of the identification with Israel and with Jewish roots, enhancing ties with Israel and among communities. The Israeli Dance Institute is a comprehensive resource and information center. And right behind them, we were just talking about Miri Ben-Ari. Well, she is on the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, the JCRC. Here is their float, of course.
Oh, and she was mentioning the big violin. You can see that black and orange on it. That was the big violin she was talking about during our interview with her during the first hour of the show. All right, for those of you who are not familiar with Miri Ben-Ari, she's a Grammy Award-winning hip-hop violinist. And that's... Hey, we just got a shout out live on TV. That was kind of cool. It's a very meta moment right there. I like that. And again, another common theme that they are talking about on their float. If you will it is no dream. Just imagine. So that's something we've heard.
Yeah, that's Theodore Herzl there. So yeah, so Miri down there with our hip-hop violin passing us by. That's a unique, you know what, I love the fact that somebody like Kanye West comes out in his debut album and it just really gives him the unique sense.
Absolutely, that's huge. That's right. And by the way, the Jewish...
Especially somebody like Kanye who's known as a music producer.
Right, so he has an eye for talent, unlike any other. And now...
That is the Frisch School passing us by.
You can see they've got a big jam box with them, the kids singing along right. They are from Paramus, New Jersey. They are a modern Orthodox yeshiva high school of nearly 600 students. It looks like just about all of them are here on
the
Fifth
entire
Avenue in the
school
red
is here
shirts.
today.
Wow.
And
I don't think one of them's missing today. We've got the whole crowd right here.
I don't think so either. Maybe they weren't going to get their final report cards if they didn't show up to the parade.
And why wouldn't you?
And their theme is Out of Zion, the perfect beauty, God hath shined us forth. And that's a great theme to take us to the break, isn't
Absolutely.
it, Steve?
A sea of red here at the Celebrate Israel Parade. We'll be right back on Fifth Avenue, New York City. The 2015 Celebrate Israel Parade is produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council. For more information, visit JCRC-NY.org. The parade is sponsored by UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around. And do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now. And I will give the world to you. This is a new year. We are the voices. This is a new year.
I think that the missions that JCRC leads are critical in terms of enabling our elected officials and community leaders to really understand Israel.
The contribution JCRC is making to the strengthening of the ties between Israel and New York cannot be measured. They cultivated and nurtured a whole generation of people of influence that now carry Israel in their hearts.
Iran 180's purpose is to stop nuclear proliferation and to stop human rights violations, promoting peace in the Middle East.
Welcome back to the 51st annual Celebrate Israel Parade. We are looking at our house band Soul Farm, who have been wowing us with their tunes all afternoon. What's coming up next? All right, welcome back, and we are going to head down street level to Fifth Ave once again, where Robert Moses joins us with another guest. Robert.
Stephen Becky, first a word about the wardrobe. Ron Weiner, who I'm with now, came up to me and said, "Why do you have a jacket on?" I don't. So I said, "Well, Ron, do I have permission to take it off?" He gave me permission. He is, after all, the president of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, so I consider that gospel. Ron, it's good to see you. Tell me about why JCRC is so important to you, why this organization is so important.
Well, because I'm a New Yorker, and New York is all about community, and what the JCRC does specifically is it works with community organizations, both within the Jewish community and also with all other communities in the city of New York. I mean, just think about how diverse this city is and what it takes us to be able to hold it together to be the special place that it is. That's why I got involved.
Before we came on the air down here, you and I were looking south on Fifth Avenue. There are people as far as the eye can see. As someone who's lived in this city for 49 years, what's this day mean to you?
I think it's just incredible. I mean, after all, Jews are a community, and to come together like this to celebrate the city of New York and to celebrate the Jewish community, it's just incredible.
One word about the theme now, Imagine Israel. What does that theme mean to you? We've seen it on shirts and on banners and on signs today. I think anyone can take it in any number of ways, but what's it mean for you?
Well, the recurring theme that I see is not only Imagine Israel, but Imagine Peace. And it really speaks to the desire of Israel and for Jews to be able to live in peace, particularly in an area that is so incredibly troubled.
Ron Wiener with the JCRC. Ron, thanks for taking a couple minutes. Steve and Becky back upstairs.
Very good. Thank you, Robert. I think I need permission to take my jacket off, too. Nice and warm here today.
Lucky me, I never came on with a jacket to begin with.
That was brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, yet again. All right, we are awaiting the approach of the JCRC of Long Island.
They are one of the bigger clusters in our parade today. They are here with 20 Long Island synagogues and JCCs to celebrate and support Israel. And they will be joining us with joining Israel with Imagining a World of Peace and Security, Innovation. And their cluster participants are the Congregation Bnei Shalom Bet David, Congregation Bet El of Massapequa, Congregation Sons of Israel, and the East Meadow Jewish Community Relations Council, Huntington Jewish Center, Kehilat Chovevei Tzion, and the Minato Hill Jewish Center.
And you can see lots of Israeli flags being waved as they march up Fifth Avenue. Beautiful sight.
And I only mentioned just maybe a third of the groups in their cluster. They
give them
have
all their
a lot
due.
more.
Give them all their due.
They also have the Merrick Belmore Jewish Community Council, including Belmore Jewish Center, the Merrick Jewish Center, the Temple Beth Am, Oev Shalom, Temple Israel of South Merrick, Young Israel of Merrick, Young Israel of North Belmore. Steve, what else do we have?
Okay, we've got Mid-Island, YJCC, Midway Jewish Center, Plainfield Jewish Center, Shelter Rock Jewish Center, Temple Beth El of Patchogue, Temple Beth Shalom Roslyn, and Temple Sinai of Massapequa. So certainly a great show of support for Israel from everybody marching under their banner today here at the Celebrate Israel.
Are you hungry, Steve?
You know, it's that point in the parade. We've been talking a lot, sitting here in the sun. I think I need some food.
Well, food is exactly what we have here for us. You know what falafel is, right?
Of course.
You've had falafel before. So you can see the falafel here now. We have it, the food is from Potopia.
I've seen this. Actually, I know there's one by B&H Photo, not far from Madison Square Garden. I've eaten in there before.
Have you?
Good stuff.
Well, so they serve authentic Mediterranean cuisine, and they have falafel, they have shawarma, they have a schnitzel. By the way, shawarma is, you know, those meat things that turn around.
Slice off.
And I saw recently on Israeli news there was something saying that Israel consumes more turkey birds than the United States of America, even with Thanksgiving and the fact that you have so many more people. Just because of the shawarma rolls, we eat more turkey. Isn't that amazing?
That's something I never would have thought of in a million years. Eat it year round. We just do it basically one day a year on Thanksgiving.
So, do you want to try?
Sure.
Want some falafel? Let me get a plate over here. I'm just gonna pick up a ball with my hand.
Yeah, that's the best way. So tell me what is in this?
Chickpeas.
Right. That's like the base food in Israel, right? You make a lot of stuff out of chickpeas.
You make hummus out of chickpeas.
Right.
Which, by the way, once you mush it up and turn it into to hummus, whatever the dip, that's when I don't eat it.
Okay.
Give me this.
You'll eat this.
Give me the chickpeas with something. I'm good to go.
But you're not a hummus person.
No. Sorry. I'm a bad Israeli.
All right, taking a live look back at the parade route. This is still
the JCRC Long Island cluster with all those groups that we mentioned just a moment ago.
They have by far the most people marching under one banner in this parade, as far as I can tell, at least so far. Hundreds and hundreds of people showing their support for the state of Israel today here. Quite a sight.
And of course, more music. Another marching band. I love their outfits.
This gives us a perfect time to finish our food. We'll listen into the music for a minute.
IDF. I actually know of quite a few people that work there.
All right, they provide for the well-being of Israel's soldiers and families of fallen soldiers. This was an organization founded in 1981 by a group of Holocaust survivors. FIDF initiates and helps support educational, social, cultural, and recreational programs and facilities for Israeli soldiers who defend their Jewish homeland. Lots of fans of Becky amongst this group right here.
I was going to say, this may be one of my favorite groups, not only because I know some of the people marching downstairs, but my brother, my cousins, my friends, they're all soldiers in the Israeli army. You know, you never really retire from the Israeli army. It is mandatory, so reserve duty is also mandatory even when you get out. And what this organization does for those soldiers is amazing. It really changes their lives.
That's right. They say their job is to look out for Israel. Ours is to look after them, the Friends of the IDF. The FIDF group being led by members of the Young Leadership Board, Friends of the IDF supporters, and families in their green sort of military-colored shirts, standing out once again.
Yeah, they're trying to mock the color of the IDF uniforms.
And that idea of compulsory military service, that is a huge part of Israeli culture. And I think just such a powerful thing for people to do in general.
I think that's something that that some people just take for granted in other places, that it's something that you can choose to do.
Right, absolutely. Having to do it certainly changes everything. Powerful.
And right behind them, we have Volunteers for Israel, which they kind of work side by side with the IDF as well. I mean, Steve, why would you want to go on a vacation and work all day when you can basically...
All right, we're going to cut now to Soul Farm once again.
Let me fall into your arms at the end of the day, and you're lost on your ancient pathway. A moment of quiet when I'm on my knees. I ain't a burning sun, let me find some peace. Yeah, I know what this is worth and how much it means to you. Oh, I know how hard it is to make a dream come true. Walk with me, and you'll never walk alone. Prayers echo in the dark, and the moon hangs low. We plant the trees in the sand where nothing would grow. And now I feel connected, no matter where I go. Yeah, you're in my heart, you are my home. Oh, now I understand all the work we'll have to do. Yeah, to keep this garden growing, to make a dream come true. Walk with me, you'll never walk alone. Walk with me, you'll never walk walk with me, you'll never walk alone. Walk with me, you'll never.
All right, let's go down to Robert Moses, who is joined by a very special surprise guest. Robert.
I think it's safe to say that I have just wrangled the best guest of the day, Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth, how are you doing? Tell us what this parade means.
I just came back from Israel 3 days years ago, and I was just at an event in Westchester, but I scooted down here because this is very important to show support for Israel. And look, it's not raining.
Did you arrange that?
I tried.
Well, if anyone could do it, it's you.
But it's wonderful. I've been doing that for many years. Everybody is shouting. The eye of the rose, very important to show our support for Israel, especially these days.
Can you talk about the theme of the parade for a second? Let me just flip you around so we see your face. The theme of the parade, Imagine Israel. What does that mean to you?
What it means to me that Israel should have peace. Imagine it living with its Palestinian neighbors and everybody in peace. That's the important thing. That's why you and I are here.
Dr. Ruth, thank you so much. Steve and Becky, back upstairs to you.
Dr. Ruth, what a fun surprise guest.
I know. You know what? We almost didn't have her this year. She's my favorite Israeli sniper of all time.
Incredible, amazing. What a smart, strong, fabulous woman. Okay, so here's the deal. For those of us watching on the web, we're going to be continuing our coverage for an additional hour. For those watching on My 9, we hope you have enjoyed the last 2 hours as much as we have. It has been a fantastic day. We're so thrilled to be a part of this amazing event with you. So thanks for being with us. Also, thanks to Robert Moses, who you just saw doing an interview with Dr. Ruth and so many other dignitaries. I'm Steve Lacey, joined by Becky Griffin.
So shalom to you, Steve, and to all of you who joined us today at the Celebrate Israel Parade. We'll be here on the web in a few minutes, and see you next year.
Take care.
All that troubles be forgotten. All our passion be like waves in the sea. Yeah. Oh. Hey, let us know how to handle when things get to be too much. Oh, and let our friendships be forever. Let us never fall out of love.
Soul Live, the house band here for the Celebrate Israel Parade. We appreciate you joining us on the web. The exciting thing about the web, you can be anywhere in the world. It is great to be joined by you once again for this wonderful event, the 51st annual Celebrate Israel Parade, coming at you from 5th Avenue, New York City.
Down, never stop. Out on the streets, yeah.
All right, taking a live look at all those red shirts.
We have Yavne Academy today on 5th Avenue, the Yavne Academy of Paramus, New Jersey. They imagine peace for Israel. Yavne is actually a city in Israel where the first ever Israeli NBA player was born, Omri Katsby.
Oh, wow. I love, if you're wondering why she knows so much about basketball, she's a sports commentator and her father was a pro basketball player in Israel. So that's Becky's backstory on that.
Yeah, we also have another representative in American basketball. We have David Blatt, the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who is going all the way to the NBA Finals.
That's right.
And the entire country of Israel is going bananas following David Blatt this year and wondering, is there going to be an NBA title that is actually Israeli?
All right, sure looks good right now, especially with LeBron back in the seat. All right, look at the bottom of your screen there. Tweet us using the hashtag #TogetherOn5th. Spell out 5th because we are, of course, here on 5th Avenue taking part in the 51st Annual Celebrate Israel Parade. What a fantastic day. And again, we appreciate everybody who is joining us right now online the world over. It is an honor to be able to bring you this parade. You can see lots of smiling faces, lots of kids very excited to be here. The parade's theme this year is Imagine, and we have seen that through handmade artwork, t-shirts, signs, etc. So much enthusiasm from all the students marching in the parade. By the way, if you are not able to be with us here in New York City, some 40,000 people marching in the parade, hundreds of thousands of people lining 5th Avenue, all to
Well, if someone
show
can't be in
our
New
support
York,
for
they
Israel.
can imagine that they're here.
On brand, keeping with the parade thing.
They can imagine that they're here with us. Let's see. Let's go to Twitter. Let's see what people on Twitter are saying.
Again, the hashtag #TogetherOn5th if you want to give us a message. Let us know how you're enjoying the parade. We will
Let's see. Together on 5th, going live now.
All right, this is Kinneret Day School. You see marching
It's
on your
actually
screen
Kinneret.
Kinneret
is the Sea of Galilee up in the north of Israel, and it's also a female name. But Kinneret is the Galilee Sea. So this is the Kinneret Day School from Riverdale, New York.
All right, they are proud to celebrate Israel's 67th birthday and Kinneret's 41st year of
Nice.
Yes, nailed it that time. Their continued participation in the Celebrate Israel Parade. Their theme, a song of hope in our hearts, to be a free people in our own land.
Hatikva, as we mentioned before, the Israeli national anthem, which imagines our future and celebrates our past, because the words of the Tikva are basically saying next year in Jerusalem. It's basically yearning for the country. So nicely tied in there.
And I like the color theme they're using here too. We've got the purple and blue balloons. Yet another interesting color choice here.
Anything to stand out in this parade with all the clusters and colors.
It's hard. Everyone's been very creative with all the shirts, etc. And I'm looking off camera here. Curtis Sliwa, the head guardian angel, just walked by too. Someone I know from my time at Fox 5, taking part in the Celebrate Israel Parade as well. And this is a great. And this beautiful banner.
there we have in the middle, we have a Tikva, again, the Israeli national anthem, the hope of our own country, the hope of being in Jerusalem, which is kind of what made my grandmother and her family make the travel all the way from Yemen to Israel on a boat for 13 days. The yearning of being in the land of Zion in Jerusalem and Israel.
Absolutely. And you grew up there. You are now a New Yorker, right?
I am, but I was born an American. My father was born and raised in New York.
Gotcha.
Grew up in Long Island. So I'm not just a bandwagon New Yorker.
Got roots.
Yes, I do.
And how often do you make it back to Israel? Is it a yearly thing? Multiple times
I was
a
actually
year?
there just a few months ago. I got lucky that sometimes, I still go over there and do work, and then I get to see my family. So I was hosting the European Chess Championship in Israel, which was very interesting.
And your family's still there, as you.
Half of them are, and half of them are here, actually.
Gotcha.
I'm this crazy mutt, Steve.
Yeah.
My family is all over the place.
That's right. Well, that's the story of America, the story of New York, indeed. That's why so many people are here to celebrate Israel, whether or not they have roots in Israel. This is an event that draws people from throughout the city, all cultures, etc., just to show their support. Hello.
So now we have the Jewish Foundation School of Staten Island, and it celebrates the wonderful and innovative medical breakthroughs that Israel has imagined and produced.
That's right. We've spoke about a number of them throughout the course of our broadcast. Israel obviously on the cutting edge of many breakthroughs in the world of medicine. The students and faculty of the Jewish Foundation School could not be more proud of Israel's accomplishments, and they wish Israel continued success.
Yeah, a lot of those medical advances that were developed in Israel, a lot of them are basically, you know, how can you test things without radiation? So, for example, you have Baby Sense, a no-touch, no-radiation device designed to prevent crib death.
Yep.
Or breast cancer, early screening for breast cancer without radiation. A pill that you can swallow and will take a picture of your insides instead of having to go into
invasive medical procedures.
Exactly. All these things are invented in Israel, and it's great. I feel very proud. Like I'm looking at these list of things, and I can't even believe
it benefits all of us. That's for sure. That's for sure. And it looks like we've got a sea of emojis of some sort marching our way now. This is as inventive we've seen as far as the sign so far today. Yeah, and for anybody over the age of 40, emojis are those things your kids send each other when they're texting at the dinner table, talking about you with you not even knowing about it. You can see all those colorful faces.
I'd be careful with the over 40 assumptions.
Listen, I'm nearing the over 40 line as we speak. I should up it.
I'm not that far myself. And I use them all the time on Twitter, too.
Oh, I love it. It makes life so much easier. It's a great way of communication. All right, there's the Jewish Foundation School of Staten Island. Once again, all those kids with as colorful signs as we have yet to see today. Pretty incredible stuff.
And from Twitter, Arsen Ostrovsky, I love that the theme of this year's Celebrate Israel Parade is Israel Imagines.
It is a powerful theme, and for sure, and, you know, as I talk about how wonderful those signs were, it looks like we're starting to see a little bit of rain on Fifth Avenue, so they're now also coming in handy to keep the people dry who are smart enough to bring their own sign to the parade.
We also, there's a J-Date float marching in the parade, so here's a clever one. The J-Date float was sponsored by Jewish mothers everywhere, together on 5th.
That's right. You want to find a nice Jewish boy or girl, J-Date, the place to go. And we are now looking at a shar, which is the Adolph Schreiber Hebrew Academy of Rockland County. And they are imagining Israel as a country in which all of its citizens live in peace and tranquility. Israel, of course, a haven for Jews from around the world. It derives its beauty from the different cultures and customs unique to each community. And so they've got a massive Israeli flag with them.
Yeah, and their banners and props represent diverse cultures seamlessly fused into a rich and colorful mosaic of an amazing, vibrant people in what I can testify to as a magnificent land, Steve.
That's right. You speak from experience. All right, and now we are looking at the Jewish Federation Metro West Cluster, the Jewish Federation of Greater Metro West, New Jersey and its surrounding communities, proud to imagine Israel's blossoming
Negev, that is the southern part of Israel, in the desert.
Excellent, as one of their many growing partnerships, and they are proud to be on Fifth Avenue today celebrating all that the state of Israel has and will continue to imagine.
Their cluster is combined of the Diller Team Fellows, the Temple B'nai Or from Morristown, the Congregation B'nai Israel from Milburn, and the Congregation Agudat Israel from Caldwell, Congregation Shomrei Emunah from Montclair, and last but not least, the Gesher delegation.
Very nice. And the good news is what few raindrops we have had today do not seem to be long-lived as the sun comes out once again. You can see Fifth Avenue a little bit wet. We had a few minutes of rain, but it looks to be clearing up once again, so another beautiful day. This is the 51st annual Celebrate Israel Parade here in New York City, by the way. stroller, always a good way to go. Hey! And those blue shirts they were wearing, those are the official Celebrate Israel parade. That's the logo of this year's parade as we continue to look at a sea of Israeli flags. People in the white T-shirts marching up Fifth Avenue. There is a banner off in the distance. It's just out of my ability to read, but we'll see what that is in just a moment.
Judah Honickman is tweeting us, love watching the unity in New York from 6,000 miles away, together on Fifth.
That's great. Thanks for joining us via the web. Now the sun is out once again.
Ooh, I just got a compliment from San Francisco. I love it.
Better quit while you're ahead. Twitter can be a mean place sometimes. All right, we are here on Fifth Avenue.
A great one.
A great one. You got to take the good with the bad when you're on social media, that's for sure. But we are here in the place to be, 68th and 5th Avenue in New York City, right on the parade route of the Celebrate Israel parade on just a glorious day, the sun coming out once again. We have seen countless groups going by, and there's tens of thousands of people lining 5th Avenue, all showing their support for Israel.
And there's a little bit of rain right now, but the sun is out, and I haven't spotted a rainbow, but all the marchers down with all their colors, they create a beautiful rainbow of people just on 5th Avenue. It's beautiful to see. They're having a lot of fun. The little drops of rain are not bothering anybody. And here we can see some people have Israeli umbrellas out, and everybody came prepared.
Yeah, it has been such a colorful event, so you've got so many schools involved, things like that, that you can tell the kids were told to create their own T-shirts for the event, each group having its own unique identity, all under the theme of Imagining Israel, which is the theme of this year's parade, and certainly a fitting one.
Oh, here, somebody asked, what is the name of the band? I think they're probably talking about Soul Farm.
Mm-hmm.
So the name of our house band is Soul Farm. He also added Go Warriors, so I guess he's not a David Blatt or a LeBron James fan.
Not everybody a LeBron fan here in the States. But as you mentioned, the coach is from Israel of the Cavs, right?
Well, he's actually American from Massachusetts, but he made his entire basketball career as a player and as a coach in Israel. He married an Israeli. He has 4 kids. Israel has been his home for, decades. So the entire country is following him, and but we can talk about that on another occasion, because Robert Moses, you're down with Michael Miller, aren't you?
I sure am. By the way, I think Blatt is a Princeton grad. If I'm not mistaken, the coach of the Cavaliers went to Princeton.
Yes, he was an English major.
Yes, and I grew up about 10 minutes away from Princeton University, so there you go. All right, another bold-faced name, Michael Miller, joining me again. See, I told you weren't off the hook when I talked to you earlier. We were going to talk to you again. So the rain held off for most of the day. A bit, a few drops here and there, but tell me how the parade's going so far.
The parade's amazing. It's beautiful, filled with voices of song and a lot of dance and young people, which is really so thrilling to me.
Is it my imagination, or were there more marchers this year? It just seems more densely packed this year. Am I imagining that or not?
I don't think so. I think this is probably, we thought this was going to be the largest parade. We knew that we had more groups this year than we've had recently, so there was great opportunity there, and it looks like it bore out.
Becky's been following the reaction on social media, and it's really coming from around the world. What's the importance of that, not only to show people here in New York the unity, but in Israel and beyond as well?
Yes, Israel is a small little speck of sand in the Middle East, and the people in Israel, and the 8 million people of Israel, need to know that they have friends around the world. And we who are their friends here in New York need to communicate to the world the degree of our friendship. I think we're expressing it here, rain or shine, and right now it's shining again, on the avenue, on Fifth Avenue here in New York City, both Jewish people, non-Jewish people, young and old.
Israel offers so much to the world, but one thing is technology. We talked about during the broadcast about how Israel really got itself out of its own drought. It seems to me like we might be able to do some of the same thing on the West Coast.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that the technology that Israel excels in, particularly high technology, is exportable around the world. They have a program called Maccabi. It's like an AID program that Israel runs that actually brings Israeli technology, both medical technology, agricultural technology, and IT all around the world.
Who knows, we might be taking our cues from there in more ways than one in terms of technology.
It wouldn't surprise me. All the major tech companies, Google and you name them, they're all there. I don't want to start mentioning, I get into trouble here. But anyway, all the major technological institutions are in Israel because they know of the brilliance of Israeli science.
And what about the help that Israel gives, not only here in the U.S., but also all around the world?
Yes, in country, I've been to Israel and I've seen the program, as I mentioned a moment ago, it's called Maccabi. And there are people from around the world, particularly third world countries, who come and who learn from the Israelis how to make the desert bloom, as just one example.
Another example that comes to mind is the aid to Nepal.
Right, and it wasn't just Nepal, but if there is a tragedy anywhere in the world, considering what Israel has done in response to its own tragedies, it is there within a matter of hours, the extent that it can get to another side of the world. It is there. We have a lot of friends from Haiti here in New York, and one of the first hospitals, field hospitals that was established, if not the first, was the Israeli field hospital. And everybody near where the earthquake was, who were devastated by it, would say, where's the Israeli hospital that we can get to it?
Michael Miller, you've been great today. Thank you so much for having us again. I always look forward to hanging out with you each and every year.
Thank you, and the feelings are very much mutual. And then again, next year it'll be just as big, if not bigger.
Will you have me back next year?
Oh, absolutely, without any question.
All right, I'll be here. I'll be here. Michael Miller from the JCRC. Stephen Becky.
All right, that'll be parade 5 for Robert Moses. Indeed. All right, thank you very much.
So we have the Golda Academy on the screen right now. They're from West Orange, New Jersey, and they're proud to present its strong connection to the land and people of Israel. The connection is strengthened at this academy during the 9th grade trip to Israel, as well as a semester-long trip in the 12th grade. That sounds like an interesting school.
Absolutely.
And through these trips and a strong living bridge, you know, they can create personal connections with their peers in, you know, an Israeli sister community, and they can, you know, celebrate their roots and learn more about, you know, their Israeli peers.
That's an amazing program to have through high school. Wow. Very impressive.
It's like an exchange sort of thing, but at a much younger age.
All right, that's out of West Orange, New Jersey. And it's funny, you know, when you look at the long view down 5th Avenue, you can always tell the next group because the colors change dramatically. So the green T-shirts, that signals new group, and I'm assuming that. Oh, all right.
So that is what we're seeing there is part of the United Congregations for Israel cluster, and they are here for the first time on 5th Avenue. So welcome to the parade. They include the Lincoln Square Synagogue, the Congregation Habonim, the Stephen Wise Free Synagogue, the West End Synagogue, and the Shefa School, which we're seeing right now with the kids in those kind of bright green shirts and the blue shirts right there.
And now we're looking at Yeshivat Noam, blue and orange, familiar colors for Knicks fans here. They are from Paramus, New Jersey. These students proudly represent the school's 10th time marching here in the Israel Day Parade. Founded in 2001, Yeshivat Noam maintains a commitment to Israel.
And Ivrit be'Ivrit, which is Hebrew in Hebrew, infusing a love of the land and its Hebrew language in every student.
All right, and today they march and imagine all the places we will go in Israel, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, the Galil, and the Golan.
You know, Steve, Michael Miller, when he was talking earlier to Robert, he mentioned the, you know, the mind of Israeli science and all those kinds of innovations. But you know what? It's not just science that is leading the innovation or what is behind, you know, that whole imagine theme. I mean, we kind of touched it earlier in the first 2 hours that in order to create something that doesn't exist, you have to have an imagination. You have to see a space where you could create this thing. And right.
solving problems you don't even know exist,
And,
really. Right.
For example, there's a relatively new Israeli company that is based in New York. It started in New York. It's called Talkspace. What do? They provide therapy via text messaging.
Oh, wow. Which is becoming increasingly popular.
It's becoming huge because, you know, people don't always have the time.
Right.
And you can just text a therapist and get, you know, a reply throughout the day. It costs a lot less.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to go through insurance and whatever. And they just raised $9.5 million, imagining something that people would use that never existed before.
It is brilliant, breaking down barriers to treatment. Okay, now we are looking at Barkai Yeshiva. They are from Brooklyn. And their theme for the parade this year, Israel is a country that imagines the possibilities and then turns those possibilities into realities.
Which is exactly what we were talking about.
As we just said, certainly, brilliantly. Well put by them. Their banner and props show how the people of Israel are constantly dreaming, imagining, and thinking. I believe this is the one Israel Fund float we're looking at right here.
Yeah, they have been around since 1994, and they provide vitally needed humanitarian aid to the Jewish communities throughout Judea and Samaria, which in Hebrew is Yehuda v'Shomron, and also known as the Biblical Heartland.
All right, and they are the premier organization in America helping to prevent terror attacks and strengthen and secure these areas for our people. Hello. You can hear them chanting. They are going, our booth is right off camera. So those kids in the green shirts you hear chanting, those are going into our mics. They're right there. Certainly a very happy, festive group for sure. Especially as they see the camera going over Fifth Avenue. Everybody wants to get their moment of airtime.
You know, you mentioned the Knicks before, Steve, so I was wondering, what if we put a kiss cam on this on this broadcast? That would be hysterical.
That would be a big hit for sure. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We appreciate you joining us on the internet from wherever you may be. We are at the 51st Annual Celebrate Israel Parade in New York City, and we will be right back in just a moment. The 2015 Celebrate Israel Parade is produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council. For more information, visit JCRC-NY.org. The parade is sponsored by UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around. And do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now. And I will give the world to you. This is a new year. We are the voices. This is a new year.
JCRC is the umbrella organization in New York for the organized Jewish community to protect and defend the presence of the community and its future.
JCRC provides opportunities for Jews of different stripes from different communities, different backgrounds with different philosophies, even theologies, to be able to meet one another and understand one another better, which is always a good thing.
JCRC is a conduit to not only reach into the Jewish community, but also to reach other communities. We are working together, and we have to continue to do that.
All right, welcome back to the Celebrate Israel Parade here in New York City. You can see we have a sea of neon green t-shirts. Those are all representing the Hebrew Academy of Nassau County. They are located on Long Island. And representing HANC are students from Golding Elementary School in West Hempstead, the Plainview Elementary School, the Moses Hornstein Educational Center Middle School, and the Brookdale High School.
This year's theme, Israel Imagines Peace, Ai Shalom, kind of playing off the digital era that we're living in. And they have that on their shirts, those yellow, bright yellow shirts. And each of the campus banners and props are created by their students. We were talking about that earlier, the dedication of these students. And Hank is celebrating Israel's desire and efforts to achieve peace for the land and its people and the world.
And this is one of the bigger groups we've seen in the parade, too.
Ooh, it looks like they also created a bit of a dance with the pom-poms.
Several different groups, as we mentioned, within this umbrella organization in these neon green shirts, so they're all bringing their own special thing to the parade.
That's adorable.
Yeah, they've got the blue and white pom-poms here doing a routine right in front of the camera. Hopefully everyone at home recognizes them. This is on the web right now.
You know what, Steve? This is the 5th year I've been doing this. I've never had kids scream at us. What channel is on this before, like just now?
I'm just glad they still know what TV is at this point. Obviously, everything moving towards the web, which is where we are broadcasting from the 3rd hour of our parade coverage.
Speaking about the web, we are checking into tweets. We, of course, the parade has a hashtag, Together on 5th. You can tweet us with that. Let's check out the hashtag. You know what? Let's see what's going on.
And the Celebrate Israel parade has its own account, too, if you want to follow that. That, I believe, is at Celebrate Israel. I'm getting bad service right now. Yep, at Celebrate Israel. The largest public event in the world, celebrating Israel. And they've got the hashtag listed there, Together on 5th, too.
Avi Meir, wow, more than 40,000 people are marching in the Celebrate Israel parade, and hundreds of thousands are lining in the streets Together on 5th.
It is quite the event. It's really an amazing thing to take part in. One of the great events here in New York City. Certain events like this really can only take place here on such a large scale. You've got people from throughout the world represented. It's really an incredible testament to the melting pot that is America in New York City in particular. And by the way, if it looks like these neon green shirts just continue to go on and on and on, that's because they have more than 1,000 people marching within just this one group here from the Hebrew Academy of Nassau County. So certainly an impressive showing for them here on Parade Day. What an event that people tend to march in year after year. Certainly something you'd never forget, marching up 5th Avenue in such a festive occasion, surrounded by hundreds of thousands of well-wishers on both sides of 5th Avenue for as far as the eye can see. So 1,000 of those 40,000 or so people marching today, all doing so under the Hebrew Academy of Nassau County umbrella. Pretty impressive stuff as you see those green shirts continue to stretch down 5th Avenue. Very exciting. Someone's mom just for a shout out. Not sure who, but hi, Mom, if you're watching on the internet.
Well, at the Israel parade, he at least should say hi, Ima, which is, use a little Hebrew.
Right. Mom is thrilled either way. She just got a shout out.
If she's watching online.
If she's watching online. Which, if she knows her son's marching, I'm sure she is.
Right behind them, we have the Shulamites from Long Island, from Cedarhurst. The Shulamite School for Girls was founded over 85 years ago as the first all-girls Zionist school in America. They have over 500 students, and they are marching proudly like they do every year. And their banner, Steve, what's their banner about this
All
year?
right, it asks viewers to imagine peace, think of an Israel with open borders, friendly neighbors, and the capacity to channel the huge defense budget to technology, new water sources, agriculture, healthcare, industry, and culture.
Earlier Moses spoke to Judy Koftal, and we can see her right there in the center of the screen. She's with the Hampton Synagogue float. They have been celebrating 25 years under the leadership of Rabbi Mark Schneer. And it's pretty much an oasis of Jewish life and spirit and culture at the east end of Long Island. They say, they call it a place that makes the ordinary extraordinary.
And I think that is an extraordinary way to march in the parade on a beach chair like that. We've seen people on motorcycles, people on floats, but this might be the best one I've seen so far.
Well, you know what, Steve? Judy is our co-chair of this parade, so I think she deserves a bit of a throne being, parading down 5th Avenue.
And you can hear the girls' school right in front of Judy. certainly they are enthusiastic, happy to be taking part. Those are all the pink sort of coral-colored shirts you see right there.
And
What a fun group
they're
they are.
carrying a banner there in the back, praying for Jerusalem and peace. You know what? I need to get to that other event later. Maybe I should ask Judy if I can borrow that truck with the chair.
Hitch a ride on the beach chair. That's arriving in style.
Exactly.
That's what you should do. I'm
That's
telling
the
you.
kind of taxi that I want.
That's not a bad idea. You could charge big money for that. I would ride that everywhere I could. And she's approaching us, our viewing booth here on 68th and 5th, to give you an idea of exactly where we are if you are watching online and you are either a New Yorker, past or present, or you one day want to hope to visit us. We are here on the Upper East Side taking in this parade on 5th Avenue, the world-famous 5th Avenue, sort of synonymous with luxury and style here in New York, right on the other side of Central Park. And it's a beautiful day here. We've had a little bit of rain, but it's been very short-lived. By and large, it has been a beautiful, warm, sunny day, fitting for a beach chair and an umbrella. She's got the weather covered either way, shade or from the rain or the sun. Judy is good to go.
You go, Judy.
It's the way to do it.
And right behind Judy and the Hampton Synagogue, we have Mayanot Yeshiva for Girls from Teaneck, New Jersey. They celebrate Israel, a dream come true. And they say that throughout the history of the Jewish people in exile, we have dreamed of being back in our homeland. And after 2,000 years, we are so fortunate to be back in Israel. And their banner is A Road Through Jewish History.
All right, this is the One Family Fund. They are based in Jerusalem. One Family is the national organization in Israel helping victims of terror and their families rebuild and reshape their lives. One Family imagines a time when Israel is no longer threatened by acts of terror, but until that time, we will continue to help the victims with their arduous journey from a life filled with extreme loss and pain.
And there we can see the Avichai float, which is a philanthropy dedicated to the perpetuation of the Jewish people, Judaism, and the centrality of the state of Israel to the Jewish people. And it floats, celebrates Jewish literacy, Jewish living, and Jewish peoplehood. And, you know, the pillars for a strong, committed Jewish future, basically.
Absolutely. All right, they applaud the thousands of students, parents, and teachers who are taking part together today in celebration of Israel's ongoing achievements that realize the collective dreams of the Jewish people. All right, we're now looking at the Northeast Queens Jewish Community Council cluster, and we have a whole bunch of people marching under that banner today.
Yeah, we can. If I just take a look back, I can see lines and lines of those orange T-shirts marching down. Some of those groups are the Babylonian Jewish Center, the Bay Terrace Garden Jewish Center, Bella Rose Jewish Center, the Congregation Ledor Vador, Hillcrest Jewish Center, Hollis Hills Jewish Center, Israel Center for Conservative Judaism, Marathon Jewish Community Center, Parker Jewish Institute, Temple Gates of Prayer, and Temple Tikva.
And their theme today, Products of Israel. Imagine that. Starring apps to oranges, fashion to pharmacy, cutting-edge technology, medical milestones, and thousands more.
You know what else is a very interesting product of Israel, Steve? Wonder Woman Gal Gadot.
You were just telling me this. She's the new star.
Yes.
She's from Israel.
She is from Israel. She's already been, you know, in the Fast and Furious series and stuff. But, yeah, you know, you were born in Israel. I'd say that's a product of Israel, wouldn't you? So she's going to blow up in America. If you're watching this and you have no idea who Gal Gadot is, trust me, within a year, you will.
Maybe we can have her in next year's parade. You never know.
Amen to that.
And you can see all those red shirts again under the Northeast Queens Jewish Community Council cluster. Some 300 people taking part with them. So it's funny, you know, to give you an idea of the scale of this parade. We've had one group had 1,000 people. The next group had 500. They have 300 here. So within three groups, you've already got almost 2,000 people. And these are the group after group after group after group. Hours of marchers here in the parade. So lots of support for Israel in today's parade.
Yeah, we just passing by us, I saw a sign that had Waze on it. Again, one of those Israeli apps that were invented and made our life easier.
Helps you get around traffic, things like that.
Also, by the way, you know, New York is, I heard Hillary Clinton is, of course, being talked about a lot in the presidential race. Will America have the first female president? Well, Israel already had one. In 1969, we had Golem Meir, who was the prime minister, and she is the only the third woman elected to lead a country in the modern world.
Something else to be
America,
proud of.
you need to catch up.
Yeah, on the cutting edge once again, time and time again.
Imagine.
That's right, imagine.
We don't have to. We already know what it's like.
You guys are doing it. You're just doing it, taking care of business. No, it's very impressive. It really is.
Also, here's a fun fact for you. Israel was the first country to ban underweight models.
Oh, right.
They if you use Photoshop, you have to say it. It has to be
right,
clear.
and that was followed by France. I think just took that up.
Yes.
Sort of that's something. How long ago was that?
Just a few years ago, which ironically, when I was younger, I did a few fashion things and commercials, and according to their statistics or BMI, I wouldn't be able to work.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're happy to have you here with us here for the Celebrate Israel Parade. That's for sure. That's what we're looking at on Fifth Avenue here in New York City. We'll be right back. The 2015 Celebrate Israel Parade is produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council. For more information, visit JCRC-NY.org. The parade is sponsored by UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around, and do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now, and I will give the world to you. This is a new year, we are the voices. This is a new year.
The Congressional Breakfast is an annual event. In fact, it's our signature event. And we invite the downstate congressional delegation to come to this event and to address those in attendance.
JCRC helped us really mobilize Russian Jewish vote to be counted, to be noticed. Being able to vote actually is a huge privilege and honor.
We've been able to provide assistance to others on being prepared for any emergency. We serve as the unofficial liaison to the New York Police Department, to the FBI, and other law enforcement.
You can go into any of the 5 boroughs of New York, talk to community leaders, talk to political leaders, talk to people who are engaged on the street, and you'll find that the JCRC is viewed as being a positive catalyst for change. I care about the city of New York, and I believe the JCRC truly makes a difference.
JCRC has really been a beacon for developing closer ties between all the peoples of the city, showing us our common path, our common interests, pushing away those voices of intolerance, uplifting the voices of unity and understanding.
Glorious sunshine once again on Fifth Avenue here in New York City for the Celebrate Israel Parade, the 51st year of this wonderful event. So many colorful groups, t-shirts, flags, bands, motorcycles, you name it, we have seen it marching up Fifth Ave in support of Israel. 40,000 people taking part in the parade. Hundreds of thousands watching the parade from Fifth Avenue.
we have another one of our huge clusters in this parade every year, the American Russian Jewish Community Cluster, which includes so many organizations. They facilitate successful integration of Russian-speaking Jews into the greater Jewish community while also preserving their cultural heritage. The organizations united under this umbrella range from young leaderships to veterans and Holocaust survivors, from religious to non-denominational. So let's start mentioning some of the groups in this cluster.
Right, we have 1,000 people in total marching under this banner, but there are. I did. It's HD. You can see everything these days. I think I counted 1,003 people, but they're under a whole bunch of different groups. Why don't we buzz through and let everybody know who's part of that?
So we have the Council of the Jewish Immigrant Community Organizations, the Regeneration, Ezra, the Mazal School, the Caucasian Jewish Congregation, the New York Association of Holocaust Survivors, Association of Holocaust Survivors from the FSU, Holocaust Survivors Charity, the Metropolitan Russian American Parents Association. What else is there, Steve?
Jewish Community Center of Starrett City, Association of East European Jewry, New York Association of Jews from the former Soviet Union, Congress of the Precarian Jews of U.S. and Canada, and Children of the War. All right, this entire group are Grand Marshals. We have a representative from them with our own Robert Moses standing by right now. Robert.
Hey, Steve and Becky. I'm here with two really special people, the Grand Marshals of the parade, 22-year-old Alan Meskin and 13-year-old Angela Raiselman. Both are representing the Russian-speaking Jewish community. Guys, thanks for hanging in here with us and taking a couple minutes. First of all, let's just start off with what your experience as Grand Marshal has been like. Angela, how about with you?
It's been really exciting and nerve-wracking.
Well, you're doing a great job. Alan, what about you? What's it been like?
It's been amazing just being able to sit on the back of a 62 Chevy hanging out in front of the parade. It was a great, great pleasure. Thank you.
How many people can say that? They sat on the back of a 62 Chevy. I sure can't boast that. What's it like to represent the Russian-speaking Jewish community in this parade?
Well, I feel really lucky that I have so many friends who are also have a Russian Jewish background as myself. And my trip to Israel last year was really life-changing and memorable. And this parade just brings all of that together in a really fun way.
And Alan, what about you? You told me you've been to Israel 3 times in your life. What have those trips been like and how have they changed you?
Well, they've been amazing. 2 of the times were with my family. So one after my bar mitzvah, one after my brother's bar mitzvah, and I recently just went on birthright. And all 3 were amazing in terms of just exploring the country and seeing so many different aspects and so many amazing views and the history and culture really, really speaking volumes to us.
You guys are both fairly young to be Grand Marshals. Alan, you're 22. Angela, you're 13. But you guys also have the power to do a lot because you have your whole lives ahead of you. And the theme today is Imagine Israel. What does that mean to you? And how will that kind of inform your lives as you go forward?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, no, just as you go forward, how will the mission of imagining Israel and imagining peace and unity, how will that play into what you end up doing with your life?
Well, I really want to travel to Israel more when I'm older. I just like support it in any way I can, and this parade,
Great. Alan, what about you?
Definitely, just continuing my experience with, being involved in Jewish activities and Jewish organizations, supporting Israel in the future, visiting with my future family as well. Really trying to build those bonds and encourage other young Jewish Americans to keep those bonds strong too.
You guys have a memory from today that will stick with you? What was your favorite part about today?
I liked riding in the back of the car.
Yeah, probably just waving around to everyone. All this energy behind us. It's amazing. Thank you.
You were awesome. Alan Meskin, Angela Raiselman, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes. Steve and Becky, back upstairs to you.
Excellent, Robert. Very nerve-wracking being on TV. Those 2 did great. Thank you very much. Now, what's that chant? What can we hear behind us right now, Becky?
They're just shouting Israel, Israel, which is basically Israel in Hebrew. That is from the Precarian community. There are a lot of them in Forest Hills. Yeah, I just saw a banner there from Forest Hills. I used to live in Forest Hills, so some of these are my former neighbors.
All right, this is the Russian American Jewish Experience. Float features DJ Alex Edge from Let My People Go to Let My People Know. That's the theme for them this year. Great theme. Israel as our home, Rage, R-A-J-E, is our family, the Russian American Jewish Experience. And the goal is to spark Jewish life and ensure Jewish continuity for the next generation. They build community that embraces Russian-speaking Jews from all walks of life. And as you can hear behind me, certainly no lack of enthusiasm coming from them as they come in on their third hour of marching. See the colorful orange shirts, taking parade route pictures, selfies, etc. You gotta admit, this is really one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences, marching up Fifth Avenue with a crowd in the hundreds of thousands of people. Not something you get to do every day. That's why those who take part in the parade certainly love and remember it for the rest of their life, and a lot of them come back year after year to show their support for Israel. Eat, sleep, rage, repeat. That's their motto on the back of their float. Rage being Russian American Jewish Experience. I like it.
Rage against the machine.
That's right. They are raging hard today, Becky. I dig it. Good for them. All right, now it looks like that banner you saw, we'll get to them in a minute. That was a school from New Jersey. Again, another massive group, hundreds and hundreds of people taking part in those orange t-shirts for the Russian American Jewish Experience. Now this...
Yeah, now we have Chana Senish, which is in Brooklyn, New York. It's a community day school, a private Jewish school, which there are a lot of those. Hey, in that cluster with the Chana Senish are kids that I know, they just waved at me.
Oh,
yay.
wow.
One is actually from Israel, who there's actually a group of Israeli 18-year-olds that before they go and do their military service, they come over for a year in Israel and they work at these schools and Hebrew schools and communities, and they do a great job really at communicating what Israel really is and connecting these Jewish American kids with Israel, with the homeland. So that they're called Shinshinim. So one of the Shinshinim that I know just passed by.
Oh, that's great.
Said hello to me, and there's that.
The Moriah School right now is what we're looking at.
Moria.
Moria. Okay. And they're from Englewood, New Jersey. Moriah School imagines that peace is real and interprets this with the symbolism of the peace symbol commingled.
Oh, it is Moriah. That's
Moriah.
interesting, because in Hebrew the word is Moriah. That's interesting. Sorry for correcting you.
No, I'm oh, well, one of those is right. We know that. All right, and we're proud of
getting conflicting information. So one of us was right. We're sorry for whoever was wrong.
Indeed, indeed. No ill intent there, and they are proud of Israel's ongoing commitment to securing peace in the Middle East. They're inspired by the creativity and hope of Israeli artists.
Yeah, the Israeli artist, like such as Yaron Bob, who creates beauty out of despair through a project called Rockets to Roses. He transforms rockets that fell on Israel into sculptures of roses, flowers, and doves, all symbols of peace. I love this. You know why? Because my grandmother's yard has old rockets that were transformed into plant pots.
Oh, wow, that's
in
great.
her yard.
Powerful symbolism there for sure.
I actually have one that was given to me during the Lebanese War. Maybe I should do that too, transform it into something useful.
That is right in line with the parade theme for sure. Imagining a better world. That's pretty cool. Transforming a symbol of war and turning it into something of peace and growth. And this is, I'm seeing, as
ours is the Association of Reformed Zionists in America, and they work toward the next chapter of Israel's history through building their movement and creating an Israel that is Jewish, democratic, and pluralistic, working to bring Reform Judaism to Israel and Israel to Reform Judaism.
very nice. You can see them in their gray t-shirts, waving their Israeli flags proudly today here on Fifth Avenue. And they're gathering right off, out of camera view from you, right by our viewing booth here on 68th and 5th, as the parade takes a little bit of a breather right now. There's a lot of people who have marched before them, so keeping this parade moving gets more difficult as you get into the third hour. That's what we're seeing right now here along the parade route. Lots of people saying hello to their moms, whether they're on TV or on the web. Hello, Mom. Everybody marching the parade today. All right, and we've got another group coming up our way. All right, this is the North Shore Hebrew Academy Middle School and High School. They are in Great Neck, New York. They have 500 people marching with them today. North Shore Hebrew Academy High School celebrates Israel's visionaries who imagined a Jewish homeland where we could again study, cultivate new ideas, honor our past, and build a future.
North Shore is a direct reflection of these principles, and from a seedling, the school has grown into an exemplary institution fostering communication and ideals, diversity, friendship, and the continued growth of the Jewish people. And their props honor some of Israel's cities in great imagination. Both North Shore Hebrew Academy and Israel have been awestruck by the power to imagine, and also in Great Neck, New York, there's also a very large Israeli community.
They are inspiring others with their flags, signs, T-shirts, enthusiasm as they march up to celebrate Israel Parade Route. You can hear them as they near our viewing booth. They are certainly loud and proud today. And why wouldn't they be on this beautiful day, the 51st annual Celebrate Israel Parade here in New York City. A very exciting event. An event people look forward to year-round, but they also, it's not just a one-day event where you march in the parade and that's that. A lot of preparation and work goes into this, as you see from all those signs, T-shirts, the banners, etc. All right, welcome back. We are here, 68th and 5th, our viewing booth. What an amazing place to see a parade, isn't it?
We have the best view.
This is incredible.
We really do.
Right here on 5th Avenue. It's been an amazing day so far.
So, Steve, tell me, what have you learned so far about Israel and the community? Have you been enjoying this today?
I have. I mean, the amazing thing to me is for such a small country, 8 million people, less than we have here in Manhattan, the amount of technological, medical breakthroughs that spring from there that benefit all of us worldwide. It's really amazing, you know.
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew? Even the drought, which was something we were just talking about earlier, inventing their way out of a terrible drought, which is something we're dealing with now in America. We can learn so much from our friends in Israel, and that's why we come here to celebrate them on this parade day.
We had music, we had different kinds of music. We had to say very diverse. We had Maccabi Tel Aviv Basketball players early today.
Dr. Ruth?
Yes, Dr. Ruth.
Which was a surprise. That was the last surprise.
We have Dr. Ruth every year, and today, you know, she wasn't supposed to come, and she just surprised us. So that was pretty awesome. So yeah, a lot of things that we're celebrating today about Israel, from the sports to the music to the technology, the culture in general, and anything you can imagine.
Yeah, very inventive. You know, and the use of music and art is something we also saw here too. Amazing how you sort of take the old traditional music, make it modern, and that's how you reach the new generation of kids. We continue to see that. Miri Ben-Ari, Miri Ben-Ari, the violinist, was incredible. Talking to her earlier, she does a lot of work with Holocaust education, something very important.
Raising awareness to it so people don't forget. She said something that, you know, she started that organization when she realized that the young people in America had no idea about the Holocaust.
Right.
A lot of...
If you see the flag behind us, then 1 second later it'll be on your other camera. That boom camera over 5th Ave is right past us, as you can see. And wow, look at the marchers just keep coming. It's amazing. 40,000 marchers. It actually seems like more than that. It's just, it's a difficult number of people to fathom, coming wave after wave up 5th Avenue. Really impressive and beautiful to see.
And what we're seeing now, that big cluster with that banner with the people holding hands, is the Yeshiva Har Torah from Little Neck, New York. Their theme is Israel Imagines Achdut. Achdut is unity in Hebrew. That's what that banner shows, and their props as well show people from all the nations of the world coming together in the land of Israel as a tribute to Israel's diversity and unity. And some of the things that they kind of point out is the Operation Magic Carpet and Operation Dove Wings, which are operations that were meant to bring immigrants from different countries and help them be absorbed in the Jewish state in Israel.
And you mentioned there's a lot of Russians now live in Israel.
Yes.
Which is when we've seen a lot of groups represented here in the parade, representing that as well. Israel, an incredibly diverse place.
Oh yeah, we have it all.
Indeed. And we're seeing every slice of it here represented in the parade and in the crowd. It's really a powerful event to take part in. It's amazing to see up close and personal. And if you are joining us right now on the web from anywhere in the world, we appreciate you being with us. That's exciting too, to be able to broadcast to anyone who'd like to be with us here
if
today.
you're hearing the drums and the music in the background, that is, who is that, Steve?
That is the Excelsior Drum and Bugle Corps. They are from the Capital District of New York. They are under the direction of Donald Mataruga. Excelsior, Class A Division competing corps, now entering their 11th year with the DCA organization. After competing in regular season, Excelsior will once again be competing at the World Championships, which are held in Rochester, New York. Let's listen in to some of their musical styling.
Wait. That was actually, yeah, sometimes the groups march out of order there. So that's actually the upper Skykill marching band. So I guess we're going to see the other group coming up. Yeah, sometimes they get mixed up at the starting line.
Sure sounds good. They are making beautiful music.
And what we can see right now is the United Maccabi Youth Committee from Great Neck, Long Island. The Maccabi Youth Committee is devoted to the preservation and enhancement of Maccabi's Sephardic Jewish tradition. Sephardi is basically non-European, from Arab descent. So they enhance that tradition and culture through religious, Zionistic, educational, and social programs and publications.
All right, and the Maccabi community passionately supports many Zionist organizations, plants trees in Israel, visits and studies in Israel each and every year. And this year in the parade, Maccabi celebrates the desire to return home to the land of Israel. All right, the Iranian American Jewish Federation of New York, that is what we're looking at right now, coming together here today to celebrate Israel. And they are the Sephardic Heritage Alliance. IAJF of New York has been at the forefront of humanitarian causes for 14 years, extending a helping hand in Israel, the U.S., and worldwide. Among other things, it aims to support social, educational, and medical programs to create an influential voice and establish unity among Iranian Jews in New York and the area. And what a beautiful shot looking up Fifth Avenue. Just flags everywhere you see, the American flags mixed with the Israeli flag.
I was going to say, you see the both, you actually see that unity there, what this parade is all about.
That really sums it up here at the Celebrate Israel Parade on a beautiful day. Nice and warm, sunny, just a little bit of rain here or there, but otherwise a pretty much perfect day. Hello! Shalom. A beautiful day for the parade. And that is one of the best images we have seen, all those parades there. And this is Soul Farm you're hearing. They've been with us all afternoon.
They are our house band and have been for the past few years. We love them.
And a good one at that, indeed. They're right down the block from us. What a fun day. What a great event. Everyone marches by them. And that about does it for our coverage of the 51st Annual Celebrate Israel Parade here on Fifth Avenue. As you can tell, we are in hour 3 and the parade continues to be as lively as ever. Such an exciting day. And we are seeing some of the best images we've seen all day of those Israeli and American flags commingling together as the marchers, some 40,000 strong, march up Fifth Avenue. Really remarkable, beautiful sight.
That is exactly the music I was telling you about before, the Mizrahi music,
Yes.
the popular Israeli music, what we hear right now.
All right, Becky.
Yes, Steve.
It's been a pleasure. This is my first parade that I have broadcasted. It's been a pleasure to work with you.
It's been a pleasure
I
and
hope
an
to be
honor
back.
having
That's
you here.
right. Becky, it's been great. And we're going to listen to Soul Farm on our way out. And for everybody who joined us on the World Wide Web, the internet, whatever you like, thanks for being with us. A beautiful day here.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom,
Shalom,
have a
New
great
York.
day.
Shalom, Israel.